Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome back to the ReelTok Podcast, episode number 138 today. Today, big day, Cam's momentous return. He's back.
Hello.
If you're on video, you get to see his beautiful face. So pop
Let's
over. If you're watching on Spotify, listen on Spotify, open the app for a second so you can see his gorgeous mug. But Cam is back today, episode 138. Seth is not here today, but we got Cam. It's last week we had Sophie, the week before we had Gooch, and now we got Cam. It's we got a nice little rotation here, keeping it fresh every week. But today's episode, kind of a scattered episode. We got a review of Havoc, which is the new Gareth Evans. I was going to say Edwards.
Is it not Edwards? Guy?
I kept saying Edwards yesterday when I was talking.
It's not Gareth Edwards. Wow.
No, it's Evans. It's the guy.
No, it's the guy from the Raid, not the guy from
the creator.
Yeah,
fascinating.
But Tom Hardy, Gareth Evans, Havoc. Gonna review that. We're gonna talk latest trailers and movie news. There's a decent chunk this week. We're gonna continue a little bit with our best actors tier list. So Seth isn't here, but we got Cam. We always say if we have three of us, we're gonna keep soldiering on. And this is, the beginning of the year is kind of like the drought for movies, but then we started getting some great ones. Like we loved Mickey 17, and then we loved Sinners, of course. And then, next week we have Thunderbolts that leads us into the summer slate of like pretty much big blockbusters every week, which will lead us into award season. So Fast and Furious is going to come with all these movie reviews, but this week was kind of like Havoc came out, The Count 2, Until Dawn, The Legend of Ochi, just a bunch of movies that like no one really moved the needle for anyone. Like Sinners is still the movie dominating the box office and dominating the conversation. So Havoc is the one we're going to be reviewing today. At some point we'll be seeing these other ones, I'm sure, but for now Havoc is going to be the main one we're going to focus. So the rest of the episode will be mostly talking, best actors tier list. But shout out to our executive producers. We got another new one to join the batch this week. So we got Stephon Johnson, Cody Whitney, Cole Beaver, and Christian Cintron. Shout out to all of you for being the executive producer king, keeping this podcast rolling each and every week. But with that, we'll go ahead and get into, the classic, how we've been doing, what have we been watching. We'll start off with George because Cam had to step out. So George, what's your week look like?
Yeah. Hey guys. My week's been good. It's been beautiful here in New York City, which is it's lovely. It's been just really nice, comfortable weather. So I've just been like seasonal depression is real. Okay. I know a lot of people are like, oh, just stop being a bitch. No, that shit's real. Like the second the temperature climbed above like 60 and I left work and went on a walk up the East River listening to Lana Del Rey, I had the fattest smile on my face. So I'm very happy that the weather has just been very nice in New York. But my week's been chill. It's been very relaxed. Victoria's been gone since last Sunday on business, and then she flew straight from her business trip to a friend's bachelorette party. So I've just been kind of by myself booling for the last 7 days. That sucks. I miss Victoria. I'm like sitting on my couch watching a movie and it's quiet in my apartment. I'm like, damn, I wish Victoria was here to talk to. So she comes back tonight, the day we're recording the episode, not the day the episode posts. So I'm very excited to have her back around. But my week's been chill, been busy at work. Like I said, I have like such a hell of a couple of months coming up. I got 4 weddings. One of them is my own. I got a bachelor party, and then I got another weekend away. So I'm taking a lot of time off from work from like now until like the middle of August. So that it's like fine, but it makes every day that I'm working just so much busier and so much stressful because I'm trying to pack like 2 or 3 days of work worth into one day. Just so that when I do like this week, I'm off Thursday and Friday. So like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's just going to be a fucking grind trying to pack 5 days worth of work into 2.5 days, really, because I'm taking a half day on Wednesday. But that's fine. It's all good work. We're doing good things. Went to the like IMAX was hosting an early screening of Thunderbolts. So I went to I was about to say I went to Alex.
You
with
lucky
that.
son of a bitch.
I mean, yeah,
I'm depressed.
It's weird that I get it. I guess they want to like fill the big cities, but like, I don't know, like if you're doing like these IMAX showings, like if you're doing these IMAX screenings all around the country, I think they did like 15 on that day across 15 cities. if Marvel is so confident in this movie being like a critical and like commercial success, why would they not just put it out in like more cities? Why wouldn't they give more people the opportunity to watch this movie and get like more early reactions out there? I mean, I don't know. I don't.
Didn't they do that for
Feige.
Guardians? Didn't we all see Guardians like a week
Yeah,
early?
everyone saw Guardians so early. Yeah, exactly that, because I guess they were confident in their movie.
I think they're just trying to grow some buzz more than like make
Yeah.
money right now. Like you make money,
I guess.
wide release happens. Like right now, they got to grow some buzz. They got some.
Yeah.
I saw someone that said like they genuinely think Marvel puts these out so that like things get spoiled, so more people want to go. Maybe true. Maybe marketing masterclass right there. Either way, pisses me off because I get it spoiled for me. But and I was gonna go either way. But I think they're just growing some buzz.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, you got it.
Good buzz too. Early reactions have been great. If you ignore that fucking rage baiter George Carmi on Letterboxd.
Yeah, that dude sucks. That dude's falling off, man.
That fall off of George Carmi needs to be studied. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But yeah, another week of just like not really watching a ton of movies. I went to the Thunderbolts thing, and then right after the Thunderbolts thing, I went to a screening of Blade Runner, the final cut of Blade Runner at the Metrograph downtown, which was really cool.
I can't believe you left like before the post-credits scene. Like that's part of the movie. It's part of the movie.
The movie started late. The movie started it was supposed to start at 7, probably didn't start till like 7:25. So the movie didn't end. The credits didn't started rolling until like 9:25. My screening was at 9:45 of Blade Runner, and it was a 15-minute drive to get there. And I'm like, there's no way I'm missing Blade Runner. Like, there's just no way. That's Blade Runner. Like, I've never seen it in theaters. It's in my top 10, top 15. It's just, and I didn't care if I liked Thunderbolts more. Like if the movie ended and I was sitting more positively on it, I would have stayed for the end credits scene. But I looked at Alex. I was like, text me what happens. And then I left, and he never texted me what happened. So I'm waiting for someone to leak it.
It's been on
you
Twitter.
Haven't got it spoiled? Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, I have. Somehow I have no idea what the post-credit scene is. I'm even searching Thunderbolts post-credit scene on Twitter, and nothing comes up. So I don't know where you guys are seeing.
It was leaked the night that like those screenings were, but I bet by the time they probably like nuked it from existence by the next day or something.
Yeah, I haven't seen a thing. So
when you say you drive 15 minutes, like what do you mean by that? Do you drive to the movies in New York City?
No, like I hail a cab.
You hail a cab? Got
it. I jump in a cab and swing my way downtown. I was gonna city bike. I was gonna electric city bike. I've been city biking every so often now that the weather's getting nice, but the gummy was flowing, and that's not a good idea in New York City to hop on a bike.
Be funny to watch though from an outside viewer.
Well, yeah, probably very fun. But Blade Runner was sick. Blade Runner was really cool in theaters. I took one of my best friends to watch it who had never seen it before, which I love doing that. I love like watching people watch movies for the first time, especially movies that I love. And he was so locked in. And then we left the theater and he was just like in awe. And then the next morning he just kept texting me like questions and theories and like asking me questions about like Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049 and how the two connect and things that happened in Blade Runner. So it's cool watching people like react positively to movies you love. Because Blade Runner is a tough one. I even told him after the movie, I was like, I didn't want to say anything before the movie, but like most people go into Blade Runner expecting like science fiction, really heavy in action, cop versus android type movie. And in reality, what you get is like a very slow burn, like piece on humanity. So I think a lot of people could possibly leave Blade Runner disappointed, just not knowing what to expect, but he left it just elated. He was very happy. He had a really good time. And he's seen Blade Runner 2049 before, believe it or not. Great movie. But now that he's seen Blade Runner, he's going to go back and watch Blade Runner 2049 and see if he can like pick up different things here and there. What else have I been watching? I watched Tropic Thunder, which we'll talk about on the Patreon. I watched Havoc, which we'll talk about in like 25 minutes. And then I went through I love Our Planet on Netflix. It's like that 2-season nature documentary. It's just so cool. It's just such like a fun like what I think that night I had watched like Tropic Thunder, and it wasn't like that late because I always forget Tropic Thunder is like an hour and 40 minutes. It's not that long of a movie. So I like threw on like 4 episodes of Our Planet. I think I killed the whole second season. It's so chill. It's so relaxed. It's so like calming. It's so like makes me stress free. Like I'm just watching animals be, and it's awesome. And then last night I watched Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I was in the mood for like a vampire flick. I just been that Sinners score has been in my ear so much over the last week. The Smokestacks Twins track, it's like it's just unbelievable stuff. It's so very good, and I really love that Sinners score. But that's it. That's kind of all I've been watching. Like I said, it's just been this whole year. I mean, I think we're all in like the same boat. This whole year has just been like such a like I'm just not watching a lot of movies. I'm just maybe that's a me problem. Maybe I just come home after work and I'm like, damn, I don't really
fall off they've been talking.
It's the fall off they've been talking about. It's the fall off that everyone's been talking about. That's it. I'm not
sorry I had to lead that charge the other day, but it felt needed.
Leave what?
I had to lead the charge with saying that you're on fraud.
Oh,
watch.
that I'm on. Oh, yeah, dude. I can't. I'm obviously the problem. I'm not going to talk about it.
It's you. It's not anyone else. Obviously.
It's obviously me because like Alex like loved the movie. Even yesterday. Oh, by the way, that's something I forgot. I went golfing with Alex yesterday. I took Alex golfing for the first time.
Love that.
Shows up in a full like soccer sweatsuit Chelsea fit. It was absolutely hilarious. No clubs, untied shoes, nothing in hand. But he had a good time, I think. It was pouring rain for like the first 3 holes maybe, and like really raining, but like we powered through it. And then the sun came out and we were having a good time. It was a really beautiful course out in New Jersey. Alex has met my college friends before, so we all had a good time, had a nice round of golf. I suck badly. I shot 100 even, 50 on the front, 50 on the back. So it was a tough day for the fellas. It was a tough day for me. Don't expect anything from Alex. First time he's touched a club in 2 years, but he had a good time, I hope, which is all that I cared about yesterday. But yeah, even while we were golfing, I was like, yo, you didn't really give Thunderbolts 4 stars, right? Like you didn't.
You're joshing.
I was like, you didn't actually do that, right? Like,
with me, man.
But no, he did. He really liked it. Sammy loved it too. I read Sammy's Letterboxd review. I loved reading it was a little more personal for Sammy, which I really respected. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to be here next week, so I'm not even going to be able to talk about it, which is probably better for overall.
You should record something record something quick, like with Daredevil.
Oh yeah, maybe. Are you going to be here next week? Are you talking Thunderbolts?
Okay,
if
we do
all right, at least. Yeah. So general ReelTok podcast morale will be higher without George Carmi talking about Thunderbolts next week.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, that was my week. That was I want Victoria to come back. I'm by myself in this
I think I miss my wife.
Yeah, I think I miss my
fiance. Yeah.
Cam, what have you been up to? What have you been watching?
Yeah, Cam, what have you been watching for the last 4 months? Go through everything.
Yeah, elephant in the room. I've been off for probably over. Well, I think I was off for 3 weeks for work. That one I couldn't avoid. Came back and then was off for a month. So appreciate all the kind words, like people sending messages and asking when I'd be back and being very kind about it. I appreciate it. Full transparency, took a bit of like a mental health break almost, not necessarily from this podcast, but a lot of shit going on just in life right now. 2 kids. I had to move out of our house for a long while because we didn't have a kitchen. Insurance was an absolute bitch. Didn't get nearly enough money for said kitchen. Like every quote we got, they basically like cut in half. So we weren't really able to pay for said kitchen. We could pay for like some parts of it and bathroom and stuff. And so that was really a stressful thing. Had some family things going on, just a lot of stuff in these last couple of months. And so, yeah, it was just not a great couple months. Emma and I talked about it, and like, we weren't in a great place. Not necessarily like us two, we were fine, but like just not in a great place mentally together. And so needed a little break. Like weekend, I don't have a work from home job. Like I don't even have a remote option. So I'm gone obviously all week, and then 4 hours on a weekend isn't always the best. And we were farther away. We were like an hour away. So it's 2 hours of driving just to get to my setup at my parents' house. I'd love to move this to my house soon. But we'll see when that happens, when I'm able to find a space for it. So yeah, just, check on yourself, take a break if you need it. It's been a long couple months, and I think so. We did move back into the home. We got the like floor tiled in the kitchen. We had to paint it last night, so we got it painted yesterday, which is great. But kind of feels like getting back to normalcy a little bit. So that's been good for us. The weather's changing, which is obviously, like George said, a little bit of seasonal depression in there probably didn't help either. But weather getting back to nice, warm has been helpful. Bought a house and expected a lot of like fun changes, and then we'd do this to it and we'd add this, and then it all went to shit. It hasn't been like that. So it's just been a big stressor, unfortunately. But happy to be back. Yeah, appreciate y'all kind of waiting on me. Sorry I've been gone for 4 weeks, 7 weeks total, or I don't even know how long, but sorry I've been missing episodes. Wasn't able to do like a Daredevil episode like I wanted to. We'll try to do, I think next we'll try to do Andor, George, if you're up for it.
Yeah, Andor would be the next one.
We're really trying to do that. And on top of all of that, like just a side thing, and this is more like having a newborn, just Sutton sucks at sleeping. She like her first like 3 months were great. And then as soon as we moved out of the house, they became horrible. She's been awful sleeping. So I've been like on a record run of like 4 hours sleep for the past like 2 months. Last night was a great night, 5 hours and 20 minutes. And I woke up late, so I don't even know how that happened, but yeah, it's just been a brutal sleep season right now. But yeah, so I'm tired as hell, but we're making it through. In the last like month, whenever I get, you can normally tell based on my letterbox watches that I'm probably not in a great place mentally, because it's a lot of slop. I watched through the entirety of the MCU, minus Quantumania, the Marvels, and Deadpool and Wolverine. That's kind of where like even my depression could pull me to watch those.
I was gonna say you could get yourself there.
I started Quantumania, man, and just immediately, because I was doing it in timeline order, so not release order. And so I was doing that. And I started Quantumania and just said, nope, I'm moving on to Guardians 3, and then called it there. And then I watched Harry Potter. So I watched through Harry Potter in its entirety. I love Harry Potter, man. I'm a full-on pothead, as I've said.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out the Potter crew. But boo J.K. Rowling. She sucks. Shout out Harry Potter and the story, though. Huh?
Did you see Pedro Pascal clap at her this week? That was so sick.
Shout out Pedro. I also watched not through the entirety of Star Wars, so what I did is I was going to watch through the entirety of Star Wars. I watched the first 3 episodes. I watched The Mandalorian. I watched Andor. And then I thought, I want to wait for Andor season 2 and then watch like Rogue One and then the original trilogy. Andor's so good, man. Like that show's great.
It's really good.
It quite literally has the most absurd discourse online right now. Just the most. If you are not watching Andor and you're not anywhere intertwined with Star Wars or Star Wars Twitter, basically there was a scene in Andor where Adria Arjona's character Bix almost gets sexually assaulted. And says they tried to rape me, and she kills the person who tries to do that. And some very popular and very big bigot Star Wars content creator tweeted that Darth Vader wouldn't stand for that and would not, and there's no place for that in Star Wars. And in his rule of the galaxy, no one would do that because of how afraid of him they would be. And that is far and away the most absurd. At one point, this creator tweeted, "Star Wars is trying to be an HBO show." And I'm like, dude, this is just a damn good story. And we're getting very caught up in like an atrocity that the Empire tries to commit. Mind you, Revenge of the Sith, Anakin kills like 15 children, just like 9-year-olds. He like, and you might say, oh, they didn't show that. They didn't show anything in the show. They just mention it. And
did you see that video that with the Revenge of the Sith re-release? Someone posted a video at the re-release going, "Yo, my theater is cheering for Order 66." And when Anakin like
awesome.
ignites his lightsaber, and the little kids like, "What are we doing, Anakin?" The theater
Master
starts fucking
Master Skywalker. What are we doing? Yeah, hilarious, man. Like just far and away the most absurd Star Wars discourse I've ever seen. And then Nerdrotic, who's very much like he's just a grifter at this point, just looking for clicks. But he's hopped onto it, like being like, "Oh, Star Wars isn't about this" or whatever. It's I think at this point it's a mental illness if like you're upset about that. Like it's genuinely a mental illness. It's the most absurd like discourse I've ever seen for the far and away the best like pure show that Star Wars has ever made. Possibly the best project. Like Empire is obviously higher. I think the peaks of Clone Wars are higher. I'd say, A New Hope's high, like whatever, you can get into it, but it's one of the better it's one of the better Star Wars projects we've ever gotten.
Clone Wars is not as consistent as Andor.
No, by no means. Like even in that final season when they had the like 3 episodes of Ahsoka with the twins, like those were bad, whatever. But the final 4 makes up for it to where you say like that season's one of the best of all time. Like just the craziest discourse of all time. Like this Empire is committing atrocity after atrocity, and saying Darth Vader would not stand for this is insane. He force choked his pregnant wife. And I saw an argument that like he was doing that because he loved her or something. And I was like, he murdered his pregnant wife. Like it's Darth Vader is not a good person in the slightest, man. And I just saw a thread.
Terrible way to show someone you love them.
Yeah, like insane. And I can't imagine any of the partners that are with these people. Like I sent a bunch of tweets to my friends, one of my friends who's big into Star Wars, and I was like, this is a mental illness at this point. Whatever you believe in the matter, like just know the show is really freaking good. And honestly, if this is the discourse that stops us from getting good shows like this, we're screwed, people. We're screwed. Yeah, I had a mental crash out of like Star Wars Celebration. I think it was just like a product of the. I'm going to talk for a while. Sorry, I haven't been on.
Go for it.
I had a mental crash out of like the product that Star Wars is pumping out. We got Sean Levy and Ryan Gosling and Star Wars Squadron or Star Wars Starfighter or something like that.
Does Ryan Gosling at least bring that like anticipation up for you?
No,
really.
Star Wars is not. Star Wars is slop, no doubt about that, but it is not like big director, big name actor, just studio movie, and it's really heartbreaking to see. I watched the Empire of Dreams documentary twice during this like spell that I've been out, and it's just such a fascinating documentary. Like the original trilogy is quite literally indie projects that George Lucas didn't fund the first one on his own, but he went through a studio through that, and he hated every minute of it. And then he funded the second 2 on his own purely because the dude knew what he had. He knew he was excited about it. He said, I want all of you can have the distribution rights, you can have this, but give me the rights to the second 2 movies and give me the merchandising rights. And it's the first movie to just make gangbusters merchandising and gangbusters at the box office as well, obviously. And it's just a very fascinating watch. Like the Fox. Say that
Question.
again.
Why did George Lucas not direct Empire Strikes Back? Is there a reason, or was he just kind of like,
he explains that he just had too much going on because that's when he was like starting Lucasfilm as well.
Okay.
So like he couldn't be on set every single day trying to run a business. Like a lot of the shooting was in England, but ILM was Illumination something. It's basically the company that started Lucasfilm as well.
Yeah.
It was all the visual effects. That was in California, so he would go back and forth. Illumination Light and Magic, something
Industrial
like that.
Light and Magic.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate that. That was in California, so he'd go back and forth. They were shooting in. He just couldn't be on set every day.
Okay.
So basically, he hired Erwin Kirshner to do that. But yeah, that's one thing he talks about. I think it's just a really fascinating thing if you're into Star Wars. But I watched that, man, and it's just I got really bummed about the Star Wars Celebration announcements. Like I'm all for it. I think Dave Filoni really cares about Star Wars, but I think he's gotten a little he was kind of given the torch after George Lucas. Like he's who was given Clone Wars before it was sold to Disney. He cares about Star Wars. He knows these characters. He has really fascinating interviews where like he's talking about how the Phantom Menace, the fight between Darth Maul and Obi-Wan is super important because if Qui-Gon wins, like Anakin has a father figure that he needs rather than a brother figure that he gets. So it's just a very fascinating like guy who knows a lot about Star Wars and cares a lot about Star Wars. But he's gotten a little corporate headed because I think he has to, being a product of Disney, unfortunately. Just really bummed me out. I love The Mandalorian season 1 and 2. I still hold out hope watching season 3. But I'm worried about the movie. I don't get how you can't make a trilogy in this vast galaxy of all space and time. Like you have everything. You can't make a new trilogy. You can't have a Thrawn trilogy, which I think is what they're trying with Mandalorian and Ahsoka shows and stuff, but it's just not worked yet. I don't know. I don't get it, but that's a bummer. There's Star Wars talk for the week. I think those are the franchises I watched. I was gonna maybe get into I watched the Across the Spider-Verse and Into the Spider-Verse movies. Those are amazing. Watch Kraven the Hunter, the only Marvel movie I've never seen. That movie's buns.
I've still never seen it.
Yeah, just bad movie.
Yeah.
Social Network's great. Top Gun Maverick's great. The Wolf of Wall Street's good. Sinners last week, best movie of the year. Fantastic watch. I thought the vampire fight at the end was a little anticlimactic, but I don't think it needed to be super climactic. I think that's just what would have pushed it from a 4.5 to a 5 for me. I think the rest of the movie was so good that I loved it.
So good.
Yeah, I watched a bunch of random stuff. I watched The Tree of Life, good movie. There's Not Slop. I almost started an X-Men binge, but I just watched Days of Future Past. Really great movie. Love it dearly. Watch Creed. It's just a bunch of random stuff. Bailey's really into Monsters University. Quite a good movie. Coming around on it. Yeah, big fan. I'm moving it up a little bit. I'm a fan of Monsters University. It's pretty funny. I watched Draft Day on Draft Day. Just the most absurd and
didn't you do that last year? Yeah, you did that last year and also complain. Why are you doing this to yourself?
I think it's a tradition. It's a tradition unlike any other. On Draft Day, you got to watch Draft Day. But it's the funniest thing ever, man. The entire premise is that the best quarterback in freaking like 15 years, like you have Tom Brady coming out, but it's Tom Brady who's won Super Bowls already. But he didn't have any like teammates go to his birthday party or something. And I don't know, man. And then the Seahawks trade up one pick and give up 3 first-round picks to get this guy. And then I don't know. And then none of the NFL teams accepted like being wrong. Like none of them wanted to be wrong. So basically at the end, it's like, hey, everything works out. Everyone loved who they got. That just doesn't happen. You know, Bo Callahan would probably be like a Josh Rosen of the group. But It's all right. Yeah, just a stupid ass movie, man. Then I bet Shadur Sanders didn't have any of his teammates show up to his birthday party, and that's why he slid. That's me. It's Cam. Welcome back. I'm happy. I'm happy to be back.
Welcome back, Cam. Are we doing a Last of Us episode, by the way?
Yeah, when it finishes.
Yeah, I figured we would. Also watching The Last of Us, which Emma never seen anything, hadn't seen anything online, I'm not sure if she'll watch tonight.
I know Victoria doesn't know what's going on, and she didn't watch last week's episode.
No.
She actually hasn't watched. When this episode releases, she will not have watched episodes 2 or 3 because she's been away on business, and she hasn't texted me about anything. No spoilers, nothing. So I don't know if she knows what happens in episode 2. So I'm very excited to rewatch that episode with her because I think she's gonna hysterically cry.
Great episode.
Fantastic really episode. Yeah, really good episode. My older sister texted me immediately, hysterically crying. I was like, "Yeah, you're
quick The Last of Us thing," and I'll reiterate this on our episode when we do it. So obviously, it's a game I didn't play, but I've seen many people say like this was done better in the game. This was like the groups in the game were different. So like they switch out Tommy for Dina in the show, like things like that. Yeah. I think that just makes it a little bit more interesting in the show of like, it's not a beat for beat remake, but it's like, hey, what if instead we're doing the exact same thing? It's the same exact storyline for the most part. Yeah. But what if we switched out these two characters? What would happen? What if we, change this character a little bit? Like, I think that makes it a little bit more interesting. It's still every major moment is still hitting in the game, how it did. But I think it's just a different look into it.
It's like the same thing with like comic book movies. They're not like 1-for-1 recreations of like these graphic novels, which like keeps us as comic book readers like on our toes. Like there's still new stories we're watching, but like everything feels, all the big moments feel familiar. So I'm like, if you played the game, which I didn't, so like people complaining about like whether the show is like recreating the game perfectly, I don't care, frankly. Sorry. But like, for the people that played the game, I'm kind of like, why wouldn't you like these little changes here and there? Like, why wouldn't you like the show, like keeping you on your toes, like giving you something familiar, but also giving you something that like feels new? Like, I don't know. That's my mindset. So I feel like
talk about that more.
Yeah, it's the same with books though. Like too, like people who read books are always like, oh, the movie's so different. Like, don't you want like the book's still there, the video game's still there to play. Like the Shining movie couldn't have been further different than the book. Aren't you happy that they made some changes and Stanley Kubrick made the movie that it was?
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, like I'm there. Like it's also annoying because like, and again, we'll talk about this when we do a full episode. Every single week, a Last of Us episode drops. Every single week, it's the same annoying discourse. Like, oh, this was different. That was like, just accept it. Just learn.
It's funny though because gamers are such a minority. It's like not even funny. The fact that like the episode's like one of the highest rated on IMDb, and then like universal praise, and then like I'll find a video game thread talking about it, and they're like yeah, really embarrassing. It's like the worst show that's ever been made, and like the worst episode that's ever been produced. I'm like, oh, there's people out there that hate this. I didn't even know that. Like the whole world's loving it. So you guys over here in your little sandbox are hating it, but the rest of us are having fun. So
yeah, great episode. I will say I've talked to like 4 people at work that all watched season 1, but they're waiting till like they don't know. They like have no idea about the game or anything for the most part. I think 1 maybe did, but like 4 people at work are waiting for like at least week 5 so they can binge it. Like, what's wrong with you people? I mean,
that's what I did for season 1, but season 1
that's fair
is a lot. I don't know. I feel like season 1 didn't have like
that
an episode 2 moment that like if you miss out,
you're definitely not. I think that's what,
like season 1. Everyone was like tweeting like Bill and Frank or whatever, and I was like seeing that all over Twitter. I'm like, yeah, these are names that mean nothing to me. I feel like I've missed nothing here.
Good episode. But yeah, I don't understand the waiting for binge.
My dad does that. But also in his defense, my dad is not chronically online. Like my dad.
No, that's fair, and I'm sure most of these people aren't either.
The only socials my dad has are Instagram, and he only follows me, my mom, my 2 sisters, and Victoria. And he also has TikTok, and I might be the only person he follows on TikTok. The only reason he has TikTok is to follow me. So he's someone that can do that, like wait for the whole season to finish and then binge, because he's not there's no world in which anything gets spoiled for him.
Yeah. All right, Cam. Any other highlights from the past month or anything else you've been watching?
Daredevil, dude, talk about it.
Yeah. So Daredevil. This is the worst season of Daredevil we've gotten. Not in a.
Delicious.
It's not bad by any means, but you can sorry, George, I have not listened to your
I
Daredevil.
said the exact same thing.
review.
I said this is either my
third.
Damn,
I thought you praised it. I didn't listen to yours either.
No, but I also said
Sorry.
like no. I said the same thing. I said this is either the third or fourth best season of Daredevil, but that's not a knock on this season. That's more
I think season 2, like I assume, is your third.
Yeah, season 2 would be 3.
The first 5 episodes of season 2 would be the best season of Daredevil. It's the last 5 episodes. After they get through the Punisher stuff, it's like, oh, this stinks. Yeah. But the Punisher stuff is great. So this season was very clearly like they had a season, they didn't like it, and I appreciate them saying, hey, this sucks. Let's full course correct 180, make the change. But now you get episodes that are kind of weird. The Muse stuff was rushed.
The bank robbery,
the White Tiger, the bank robbery was a good episode, but like super out of place. It felt like
episode, not even scene. It was a whole episode.
Yeah, it was a whole episode. Like it's a good episode. Like, and you see like him falling back into this madness, and I like that slow burn, but it was weird a little bit.
Yeah.
They basically said like the foggy spoilers. The foggy death was like not in the show at all, and then they put in a whole episode of it, and that was great. But imagine if they started, you don't see Foggy, you don't see Karen, you just see, like the original start was Matt just crying on the rooftop after pushing Dex over, I believe, like basically the exact same thing. And then it just starts like, imagine if you don't see any of that, like that stinks. It clearly was an amalgamation of 2 different ideas coming together. They tried to piece it together. Like the last 2 episodes I really liked. And they pushed that R rating, TVMA rating. They pushed that far. But just, it's very clear that it's very clear they had two seasons they put together. I'm excited for season 2. It leaves me hopeful for season 2 that like they're just going to do what they wanted to do the second time around. And I'm hoping to see good things. That's my general thoughts on Daredevil. Shout out Charlie Cox, man. He's really great as Daredevil.
I saw the funniest.
I'm glad he stays booked and busy with it.
Funniest picture of Frank Castle like sitting in his chair, and the caption basically said like, I can't believe this dude's superpower is just having more dog in him than anyone else.
Yeah. And John Bernthal, another point, like John Bernthal is acting circles around every single person in this show.
Everyone.
Everyone. Charlie Cox is great and is right there with him. But for the most part, John Bernthal is 10.5 times better than every person in that show, man. And he kind of felt wasted. I loved his first episode, but then he just kind of shows up in the finale. They have a fight in a very dark room that you can't necessarily see what's going on. It's just it had some issues, but I'm excited for season 2. Like it wasn't one of those where I'm like, damn, kind of bummed they did this because it sucks compared to the Netflix show. They try to get back to the Netflix show. It did really make me want to go rewatch the Netflix show because I was like, shit, that was so good.
Dude, some of the highs of Born Again, like they're up there with like the highs of
for sure.
For sure. There were some moments where I was like, oh shit, like this is good. Like this is really good.
What's the quote that like the John Bernthal first showing up scene? It felt out of place, but it was great. Like his quote that like that fear, that darkness, that's my home red or whatever it is.
That guilt, that shame.
That guilt, that shame. That's it. That's my home red. Great line. Great Punisher line. And again, John Bernthal is just nailing it. I didn't like when he didn't have. I think when he came back, he didn't have the beard and he
came back all.
I think it was the Accountant 2 look that he had.
Yeah,
and I didn't like it, but
also so many people were tweeting like, "Damn, this man knew he was going to see Karen, so he cleaned himself up."
Locked in. Yeah,
he dialed in for her.
But I think obviously we'll get more Karen in season 2. We'll probably
Yeah.
get more Punisher. There's a Punisher like short film. The post-credit scene was also the stupidest post-credit scene I've ever seen. Like Punisher breaking out was like just the dumbest thing.
I thought
guard watching.
Yeah, I'm expecting that to be the like episode special.
Yeah, like him breaking out.
Yeah, like a full episode of him just beating the shit out of people.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
I'm sure
know.
It will be.
Yeah, that's kind of why I thought that. Like,
yeah, good show, fine show, not great. I'm hoping season 2 really picks it up because I think when they found their footing, they found it. So I'm hoping season 2. It is very much this is where a connected universe kind of sucks. Spider-Man would not be having this shit.
Yeah.
The entire state of New York, right, is under martial law right now. Spider-Man would be up and about if that were going on. So
and let me tell you, no
connected
spoilers.
Universe struggles.
You're going to be saying the same thing after Thunderbolts. You're going to be saying, where the fuck was Daredevil in Thunderbolts? Like, where was my boy?
That's the thing. like Thunderbolts is largely set in New York, right?
Yeah.
Like it's hard to do the connected universe. I get that, but it's also why connected universes would be better animated.
Yeah. It's also like, I don't know. It is hard to do a connected universe, but also you have like so many characters in New York. Like so many characters are currently in New York in the MCU. Like it's just you can't put that many.
And when you're saying the entire state's under martial law, but also the Void is there murdering people, like putting them to dust. Like you got issues that it's an all hands on deck thing.
Yeah,
feels
you can't have that many characters in one location and not address it. Every time you can't be like even during Daredevil, like I was even waiting like for like a newsreel in the background to be like, oh, it's been 2-3 months.
Season 1 did that.
Spider-Man.
Season 1 was like the Avengers up in like upstate New York were doing this. Yeah, season 1 was connected.
I was waiting for something Spider-Man because even like Fisk was like, yo, fuck these costumed heroes. So I was like, okay, like they're making mention of it.
He mentioned Spider-Man, right? He mentions climbing on walls, I think.
Did he? I
in like episode 1 or 2. He mentions maybe 2 or 3 actually, because episode 1 is just.
I was looking for like, I don't know, Tom Holland.
It's small things, but
hey guys,
hey everyone, under roofs. Sorry. All right, I'm good. I think that's my slap talk. I did go see the re-release of Revenge of the Sith, and I was hoping Anakin didn't turn.
Dude, those tweets have me crawling. Those are so funny. Do you guys watch, or did you ever watch The Righteous Gemstones?
No.
All right, then I won't talk about it. I started it with my sister when we were home for.
Like it or not? Do you like it or not?
I've only seen 3 episodes, and I like it. I think it's like really funny.
There you go.
It's very funny. It's not like locking me in like the way like other comedy shows have, like The Office or like Friends or like. But those are like such unfair comparisons. They're very different shows. But yeah, it's good. It's very funny. Like me and my sister watched 2 episodes, had us rolling. Like it was funny. It was very. Adam Devine is just such a funny guy. But everyone, even like John Goodman's acting his ass off. It's a very funny show. So if anybody watches it, let me know.
Sorry, but the one of the top reviews of Revenge of the Sith is what you were talking about, George. It's I clapped when Anakin killed the younglings.
That's so fucked. And then Gooch's video that ended up on Discussing Film. Shout out Gooch.
Shout out Gooch.
Dude,
that's
that was hilarious. like I would have brought my lightsaber. Like that's so funny. Like I love Star Wars.
The top reviews are funny. No, Anakin, don't turn to the dark side. You're so sexy. That's funny. That's good reviews. People are funny.
People are funny. People are very funny. Good slop talk.
Good reviews.
Yeah. Love having you back, man.
I love slop. I think officially I'm a full-blown strictly slop content creator /
Slop Walsh 27
life. Yeah, I think I'll talk obviously big movies, but and I also haven't talked slop in a month, but I that was more the depression. But we're back now. We're back.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I got a Star Wars video that I'm gonna make tonight, so yeah, we're back.
Hell yeah,
nice.
Yeah, I loved your golf video.
Sorry again. I'm just taking this whole pod. I'm
keep
so sorry.
rolling.
Keep
Emma went to her dad's for the day, and her dad's like an hour and a half from our house. And she wasn't leaving till like 7. So for the first time, like in a long time, I had a free night. I didn't really know what to do with myself. And I'm like, I'm going to do something on the house. But then it was 80 degrees out. So I was like, well, I think I'm just going to go golfing. So yeah, played 9, shot 9, just couldn't seem to miss. Shout out Clint Barton. But no, shot a 42 outside. So like I hit my best drive of the day. Probably it had to be like 300, 310 maybe. It was feeling good. It was a bit on a downslope. Caught a good bounce, that sort of thing. But we got moving out there. I'm like 95 yards in, shank something into the woods, and then just get a 7 on that hole. And I was
gonna say, you started so incredibly strong. You smoked the drive, and then you stuck an iron like 6 feet from the hole.
Yeah. Missed the putt, but made par. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, this might be my best round ever, and people are going to think I'm lying. And then luckily after that, it kind of came back down to earth. But yeah, my first hole, like literal first 3 swings of the year.
Clean.
Pure drive to 2 feet and tap in. And then I missed the tap in, but it's fine. I was like, great. Great. Love golf. Love some golf. All right, I'm done.
My week pretty much just been prepping to move, so packing, home renovations, whole lot of not fun stuff.
Do you have a house in Texas? Are you official?
No, not even close. We still have to get our house on the market here. So gonna
suck. So not even close. Okay, I didn't know if I missed something in the last couple months. No. I know you've always talked it, but
no, I just got to pack up a ton of stuff before we're trying to get on the market in like a month or in like a week. But yeah, we're gonna lose money on this house, so it's gonna suck.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, everything sucks about moving. So
yeah,
been stressful, been busy watching. I haven't watched like anything this week. I've been watching a ton of NBA and NHL playoffs. So watched Tropic Thunder last night though to prep for our Patreon review this week. But yeah, other than that, just been watching sports this week. So really nothing much to discuss there. I haven't even watched any TV. Can't even think. Yeah, it's really just been sports. We're in the midst of NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, so good time for sports. But yeah, we'll get into our movie review of the week, and that's Havoc, which I did not see. It's just gonna be George and Cam talking it because both of them did see it. Gareth Evans, as I mentioned, he's the director from the Raid movies. He's back. Has been 10 years. No, I guess he had Apostle in 2018, so still 7 years since he's released the films. It's been a while. Starring Tom Hardy. Synopsis is: when a drug heist swerves lethally out of control, a jaded cop fights his way through a corrupt city's criminal underworld to save a politician's son. Also has Timothy Olyphant, Forrest Whitaker. But this is a movie that's been like in the pipeline, talked about, discussed, being in production for basically the last 7 years, and it's finally out. It's a Netflix original, so you can watch it now. It's on Netflix. But yeah, you two take it away.
Hell yeah. Havoc. Cam, you go first, dude. You're
okay. Wonderful. Let's pull this up. Let me just say, we've been having a really good run on the old like ReelTok. I'm really proud to see like the fellas have been, getting great hosts on and getting great views. And so appreciate everyone who's been tuning in. We've had, a lot of big episodes, Sinners, Mickey 17, couple others that I'm sure I'm missing because I haven't really seen a ton of new releases this year. This week is not the views might be there, but it's not a review I'm going to be super passionate about.
No one's coming to listen to us talk about Havoc this week.
Yeah, if you're here strictly because you're a Havoc head, let me know. Because I would be shocked about that. But Havoc, starring Tom Hardy, no law, only disorder. When a drug heist swerves lethally out of control, a jaded cop fights his way through a corrupt city's criminal underworld to save a politician's son. Starring Tom Hardy, directed by Gareth Edwards, Timothy Olyphant, Gareth Evans. God, I'm never going to get that right. I'm looking at the name and I'm not getting that right. So Gareth Evans, not Gareth Edwards. Gareth Evans directed the 2 Raid movies, VHS 2, Apostle. From what I've seen, I've never seen the Raid movies, but this is basically Tom Hardy, the Raid, from what I've seen. And people love the Raid movies, if I'm not mistaken.
The Raid movies are fantastic, and you absolutely should watch them.
Okay. I will one day, maybe. Frankly, cool action characters I didn't give one little shit about. Like the entire time I'm watching this thing, I couldn't tell you Tom Hardy's name unless it's Havoc. Frankly, if it's not Havoc Henry or Henry Havoc or something like that, I don't have the name. I'll go look. It's Walker.
Yeah, I never guessed that.
I couldn't have told you. Tell me Forrest Whitaker's name. And I don't know. People might come to this thing and be like, damn, I kind of wish like they got into it a little bit more. They cared a little bit more. Sometimes you have a movie that releases where you're like, fun time. That's it. That's all I got for you.
I was just saying, like, this isn't like I know we're coming off negative right now, but like we both still rated this positively, like we're not.
I think
we're not about
you're
to
at
shit
a
on
3.5.
Yeah.
So I gave it a like 51 out of 100. So a little on the higher side of a 50, but still on the positive side. 2.5 stars. Fine movie, fun time. Like if you turn this on, this is a great turn on. This is a Netflix movie. It's turn on, watch it in the background. Unfortunately, Netflix saving the industry. They think. Another one of those movies where I couldn't tell you the name of the characters. But yeah, I know he's got a daughter he's trying to reconcile with. It's very classic. You've seen this movie before, frankly. There's a little bit of shady government conspiracy going on. But for the most part, if you want something new, something fresh, this isn't it. If you want something, if you want a warm hug, if you're an action fan and you want to see people beat the shit out of each other, this is the film for you. And I think if you're a Raid fan, like check this out, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. But that's probably the most glowing recommendation I can give on this thing.
Yeah, but that's like I mean, listen, I've seen people rate this highly. There are obviously people that think very highly of this movie. And I certainly lean more positive. I definitely had a great time with this action. I threw this movie on. I worked from home on Friday. And I literally woke up and I was like, oh shit, Havoc dropped. Let me like throw it on first thing in the morning. Like none of my meetings were till the afternoon. So I had like a nice clear calendar in the morning to like throw Havoc on. I ended up being busy at work. So I was like kind of like half paying attention to the movie, half paying attention to work. But even so, like I was surprised. I was locked in. I was like, this is the perfect work from home movie where like I'm not really caring about the narrative. Like you said, I don't care about the characters really. I couldn't even tell you Tom Hardy's name right now, and you just told it to me 30 seconds ago. But like,
yeah,
I was into it. I was into it. Like there was the action was sick. You go into this movie and everyone's like, oh, it's gonna be like the Raid, the Raid style action, and it is. There's like two big choreographed scenes in this movie, and I was just staring at my screen. I was like, this is sick. Like you got Tom Hardy drop kicking someone. You got people gruesomely just putting bullets in people's bodies. It's the action is there. The action is absolutely there. It's just like you said, the fact that I don't really care about anything else. I do love the direction. I said this in my Letterboxd review. I was getting like the Batman vibes every so often, like darker aesthetic, the one first big action scene. They're even in like a club. The music's going. It's a little neon. I was like, oh, this is very much like the Batman. Like that's the vibes I was getting, I was getting a little Sin City vibes. Not the black and white, obviously, but I was getting a little Sin City vibes. Then obviously I was getting heavy, like the Raid, old John Woo vibes. There's so much energy to the action sequences that I love. The choreography is awesome. It never looks fake. It never looks like I'm never watching these action scenes and thinking like, oh, like this is clearly fake. This is clearly not choreographed well enough for it to be believable. I had a great time with it. I don't know if it was, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Maybe it's this movie. Forrest Whitaker was horrible. Like, could not act.
I don't think anyone in this. I didn't necessarily notice Forrest Whitaker specifically. I don't think anyone.
It was such a standout. Like every time he opened his mouth, I was like, this guy cannot act right. And I was like, maybe he's just phoning it in for a paycheck on a Netflix original, or maybe he truly is just at a point in his career where he's forgotten how to act.
He's great in Andor. He's great in Andor.
Yeah,
and
that's
his
fair.
very limited scenes, but he's just doing his Saw Gerrera thing. Great in Andor. No, I didn't notice that specifically, but let me tell you, there's not a single soul in this movie who could act. We'd say who's blowing me away with how good of a performance they're putting on. I think the conversation needs to be had on, is Tom Hardy washed? Like, is he even trying to not be washed? Like, what performances has Tom Hardy been putting out in the last 5 years? We'll say since 2020. So let's see. If we go decade, we go to the 2020s. He's done Spider-Man No Way Home post-credit scene. I didn't see the Bike Riders. I've heard Capone sucks. Havoc's not good. And then 2 Venom movies. Is he good in the Bike Riders? Did you see the Bike Riders?
I have not seen the Bike Riders. Tyler did.
Tyler did.
I think Tyler gave Bike Riders 2.5. I don't think that's because of Tom Hardy, but
no, yeah, I don't necessarily. But like here, it's not. It's getting Bike Riders has a 3.3 on Letterboxd. People enjoy it. Sydney gave it a 4. K Meeks at a 3.5. Yeah. Seth was a 2.5. But like in general, around a 3-ish for majority of people. 3.
I mean, he went on like that run of like The Dark Knight Rises, Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, I'm saying that. Yeah,
and like
pre-2020s, he's cooking.
Since then, it's just like, what do we do? He cannot
Warrior.
play.
He's so good in.
Yeah,
he's Warrior. He's great in Dunkirk. He's good in.
He's being typecast as like the dirty piece of shit that
he pulls it off. I think he is dirty.
He pulls it off really.
He looks dirty. He looks grimy.
He's not acting. He's actually dirty in real life.
He looks like a grimy fella.
But he's literally being typecast as like this dirty piece of shit that like can't hold a family or a life or a place to live, for fuck's sake. Like it's the funniest thing. It's like, that's Tom Hardy. That's the only thing he's doing. He went from playing Eddie Brock in Venom to playing Eddie Brock in Havoc, just without
everything.
Venom.
Yeah. I don't even think he cares. I don't think he's trying to do anything better because he's doing his MMA thing, right? He joined that one like jiu-jitsu, right? Or something of that nature. Some sort of fighting ring, and got like first, I think he won actually. Like he's very clearly a badass, very clearly a strong person who's physically imposing, and I think that's like the kind of movie he wants to put out. But he's not doing an Inception where he's talking more than he's fighting anymore. He's just gonna beat some ass and move on with himself. Like even for him for getting his back. He's a big name. I think Tom Hardy still pulls people to the theater.
I was gonna say he's still Tom Hardy. I'm gonna watch. I mean, I can't even say I'm going to watch anything he's in because I haven't watched the Bike Riders, but I'm going to watch 90% of the things he's in that like intrigue me. Like I still love him. I still love, like, I think back to Alfie in Peaky Blinders, the amount of Alfie edits I see on YouTube, and I play every single one of them. Like he's still Tom Hardy. But yeah, the post 2020 is a tough look for him.
Yeah. And like even in The Dark Knight Rises, like his Bane is not grimy big dude. Like his Bane is physically imposing, methodical thinking, like guy who's gonna beat your ass, obviously still, but like it's much more nuanced. It's I was born in it, molded by it. Like he's like having these monologues like in this. He's just kind of punching someone and saying, "Where are the drugs going?" I'm Tom Hardy. I messed it up with my
Tom Hardy woke up one morning and just went to set, and the costume designer was like, "You know what? You look fine.
You're good.
Yeah, you're good. Like we're not gonna do anything. We're just gonna leave you like that. Yeah. You look like you slept in the back of a car outside of a 7-Eleven last night. So we're just gonna leave you. You're good. Yeah. You're good.
Fantastic.
But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to talk about this movie. It's good. Like the action sequences genuinely are like really
very
awesome.
good. Very good.
They're very good. They're awesome. Like they're so much fun. I always love.
I can see like Tyler, who doesn't love action, like really hating this movie.
Yeah, okay. I
someone who wants an action.
Direction. Yeah.
No, someone who wants an action flick, you'll love it.
Yeah, but this is.
I could recommend this to a coworker, and they'd think this is like 10 times better than the Social Network.
Yeah, I texted my friends immediately who were like aren't the biggest movie people. I'm like, you guys should just watch this. Like, throw it on one night. Like, they're big action people. They want that kind of like domeless, like movies to throw on in the background at night. This is like the perfect movie. This is the perfect. I'll go to a Cam Walsh famous quote. This is the perfect like tell your coworkers about this movie at work type of movie. Like, oh, you watch anything good last night? Yeah, I just saw Havoc. This new action movie on Netflix.
Yeah, you'll like it.
Yeah, I'll like it. Watch it. It's a fun. It's an easy watch. And like sometimes we say easy watch, and a lot of people think that's like a derogatory way. No, it's not. It's just, there's nothing there in like.
You're not going to be going home hoping for the next like Havoc 2. Like you're not like franchise this shit.
I'm not itching for Havoc 2 right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're not going to become a Walkerite like Tom Hardy's strongest fighter. Did
you watch? Oh my God! What the fuck? Jason Statham, A Working Man. Did you watch A Working Man?
No, I didn't watch Working Man.
I might be bugging, but like narratively, I got like kind of like a little bit of like Working Man vibes. Not obviously Working Man's about like human trafficking, and this movie is about like the crime.
The Working Man is one that my coworkers really like. They love the Jason Statham, David Ayers.
Jason Statham could be in anything, and Jason Statham is the most my coworkers love this guy movie out there.
Yeah, great, just physical actor, great action actor, man. Like does enough to where he looks suave. Like he still looks like he's a suave guy, in these movies, but
which he is. And
Tom Hardy is just showing up. And
Tom Hardy.
He dips himself in goo for the day.
It would be great.
Trips around.
This is what we need. And if any big movie producer is listening to this, come talk to me. We need a buddy cop movie, not necessarily a comedy, a buddy cop movie with Jason Statham and Tom Hardy, where Jason Statham plays like this.
He's got a suit on. He's got
a suit on. He looks great. And Tom Hardy is like this, is Havoc, the guy in Havoc, pretty much. And like, they're just so personality different that they just keep butting heads. That would be a funny movie right there.
Tom Hardy looks like before every single scene, he dips himself in a vat of like sweat and just walks onto it. Like he looks wet in every scene in this thing. And even the picture, sorry, my mic, even the picture, like the backdrop for this, like he looks wet.
He just looks dirty. It looks like someone like smeared mud on him.
Yeah. And then took it off a little bit, but like not all the way. Yeah.
He always looks like a child that just spent the last like 4 hours playing Manhunt with his friends, like hiding in bushes, rolling around in mud, sweaty as hell, and then just going from recess to like math class, sitting there just dripping in sweat. Like that's what he looks like.
Yeah, there's no other way to describe it. He's just looking wet.
Yeah, he's funny though. But I love, and I brought up the Working Man comparison because I love like, I don't know, I love like when like, I love movies where like someone's just trying to like protect someone or save someone or something like that, and I don't know, it's cool. It always like adds like there's no emotion to this movie, but it at least adds some sort of like sentimental value where like something feels earned at the end of it. Couldn't care less about any of this movie's like political underbelly or any of like the drug conspiracies. Who's the actor? I actually did like this
Justin Cornwell.
Maybe. Hold on.
The
white guy.
Forrest Whitaker.
No. The all-time like I'm in every movie ever.
Timothy Olyphant.
Timothy Olyphant. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's Timothy Olyphant.
I liked him. I liked his character. I liked the whole like he's like a corrupt cop who blah blah blah. Like that made for like some at least like cool nuances and then like fun like back and forth between him and Tom
Timothy
Hardy.
Olyphant's a classic like plug and play person.
Yeah, like he's the
he's
most like
Shea
I
Wiggum.
know him. Yeah,
he's like a Shea Wiggum. Like he's the LeBron James of Shea Wiggums. That's what he is.
Yeah, you'll see his face on a graphic on Twitter and be like actors you recognize but can't name. Timothy
I'm tweeting
Olyphant.
that LeBron James.
Yeah. You got Cam Walsh back on the podcast, says something funny, goes straight to Twitter.
Yeah. That's all
what was I about to say? I was about to say something. I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, that's what I was going to say. This is not a movie you go to like get anything out of besides the action. And I mean that in like the most complimentary way. Like I think this movie I don't think it's a great movie. I think it's a good movie, but I think it's like a very successful movie for what it's trying to do. Because it's literally like you're going for the action. That's what you're going. You hear Gareth Evans, the director of The Raid and The Raid 2, is directing a next action project, a next straight to Netflix action project, and that could have been a disaster, obviously. But he kind of like just, I don't know. It's hard. Like, it's not a good movie, but it's like, it is a good movie. It's a fine movie. But it's also just like a movie that I think knows exactly what it is. Like, it's just a movie. Deliver on the action. Give us a cool Tom Hardy performance. We're not going to really care about any of the crime and the politics and the drugs and the corrupt mayor and blah blah blah. But it's the director of The Raid, and I'm happy that we have like action sequences that don't compare to The Raid necessarily. The Raid is on another fucking level, and especially The Raid 2, or both of them. I actually like The Raid 1 better. But yeah, Cam's gone for a second. But that's kind of it on the Havoc. Like we said, if you came to listen to us go spoiler on Havoc, we're not doing that because it's Havoc. It's a straight to Netflix. Tyler, do not watch this movie, just so you know. Please don't.
But watch The Raid and Raid 2.
Watch The Raid and Raid 2. I mean, you're not the biggest action guy to begin with, so I don't think you'll be as high on The Raid or The Raid 2 as much as like I am. But I think The Raid and The Raid 2, you could at least get something like really cool out of, where it's like this. The Raid is just one. You're in a building. You're literally just going like floor to floor. These cops are trying to fight through bad guys, and it's like an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours, however long the movie is, of just straight action, and it's fucking sick. And then same thing with The Raid 2. It's like this one location where you're kind of going from room to room. Havoc tries to like give you a little extra like politics and corruption and blah blah blah, and like that stuff you just don't care about. So I think that'll sour your taste. But go into the Raids and just expect an hour and 45 minutes of just nonstop electric action sequences. And I think you'll walk out of both of them at like a 3.5 or a 4, honestly. But don't watch Havoc. Havoc might be a 1.5, 2 from you.
Gotcha. Good to know. Yeah, it just seems, Netflix original action in general just seems like the most, like, you watch it, and even if you like it, it's like you're gonna forget about this in 2 months and never think about it.
I mean, on the standards of like Netflix original actions, like what do we talk like? We got Red Notice, The Gray Man. Like, this is far and beyond better than both of those movies.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if those are our standards, then this is a good movie. But those aren't our standards. Unfortunately, right. we have standards. We're better than that.
Gotcha. Well, you ready to get into some trailers? So we got like the creepy teasers of Weapons like 2 weeks ago, but now we got the first like official teaser, like proper borderline trailer for Zach Cregger's Weapons. Obviously, director Barbarian. Horror film follows an entire classroom of children who get out of their beds and disappear one night without a trace, in theaters on August 8th. I'm so in on this. Like, I feel like every year we get at least one horror movie that like can ace their marketing, and it seems like Weapons is the one that's getting it this year. They're the one that's nailing it, knocking it out of the park. And I'm obviously not a big horror guy, just mainly because I'm a scaredy cat, but this has me in. Like, this looks creepy. This looks intriguing. I'm in. What do you think of Weapons so far?
Yeah, I'm so in. This is like you said, like marketing is just, it's such a big player for me in horror movies. And Long Legs, we had that last year, and that was just incredible marketing. Mm-hmm. And like now we're doing it for Weapons, where like they've established like that website where you can go, and it's like a real missing children's website. And if you scroll to the bottom, you get like door cam footage of the kids running away, and you also get like a link to the Airbnb newsreel for Barbarian. So it's like this cool interconnected universe that I really, really fucking love. In the words of the great Tyler C. Whitmore, I am Weapon, absolutely. But yeah, that trailer, I maybe I was a little hyperbolic when I posted my TikTok video, but like that trailer scared the fuck out of me. Okay, mm-hmm. When the camera, like the camera was basically like from the POV of the door cam, so you just see a wide open road, and it's like panning slightly to like the left, and the detective in the background is like those kids didn't those kids weren't forced out of their house. They didn't like get dragged out of their house. They just walked out of their house or whatever he said. Whatever he said, he says it in the calmest tone ever. And it scared the shit out of me. And then you see kids running with like their arms out.
Yeah, super uncanny strides. Yeah.
That's the scariest shit I've ever seen. Okay. That shit, like I said, I've been by myself in this apartment for the last 7 days. I was frightened, bro. I was so scared. I also watched that trailer for the first time at like 10 p.m. or whenever it dropped. And I was scared, man. I was that's a teaser trailer. That is a true teaser trailer. It is 46 seconds or however long it is.
Yeah.
It tells me what the movie is about without giving me too much information. And it effectively scares the fuck out of me. So I'm so in on weapons. I really am. I really like Barbarian. I don't know where you stand on Barbarian. I think you like it. I don't know if you love it.
Yep. I like it a lot.
But yeah, I like it a lot too. I really like Barbarian. That's such a awesome like horror movie. That's his debut, right? I think that's his debut. Barbarian. I am confident that's his debut. Yes, that's his debut. We're gonna go with that's his debut. He co-directed some comedy in 2009, so we'll call Barbarian his debut. So I'm very excited for his sophomore horror outing because I do really like Barbarian and I do really like that teaser trailer that we got.
Yeah, and remember we covered this on ReelTok February 2023. Wait, were we doing ReelTok? Yeah, we were, right? February 2023. That would have been early. Yeah, but we covered this on ReelTok. That was a news story when Jordan Peele was the one auctioning part of the auction for this script and fired his manager basically when he lost the.
I forgot that this was the one.
So that's a huge cosign enough right there that Jordan Peele wanted this script. It was a bidding war between him and Zach Kreger, and then when his manager lost the auction bid, Jordan Peele fired him. He's like, dude, you can't lose out on this. This is like generational stuff. So very excited to see where it is. It looks very, very creepy.
Yeah, the kid's running, man. Like why? It's such a small decision to make.
It's so simple, but it's so creepy.
It's such a simple, small, just stick your arms out and run.
Yeah.
Like if they were just running normally, I'd be looking at that trailer like, I would smoke these kids in a race, but they're not running normally and it's fucking scary.
Yeah. We also got the first trailer for Predator Badlands in theaters on November 7th. I have never seen any Predator. Wait, Prey. I've seen Prey. That's the only Predator content I've seen. I've never seen any of the Alien Predator crossovers. Haven't even seen all the Alien franchise, but Predator Badlands. What are your thoughts on not only this trailer, but just like Predator movies in general? And if you think we're back or you just have no interest in these?
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to just sit here and say I have no interest for these. Like that trailer did kind of like intrigue me. Discourse has been weird about it. Discourse is so interesting because like we talk about like Star Wars discourse and like that's super expected, obviously, and you talk about like you talk about like the Last of Us discourse and how like gamers like kind of suck, and like that's expected. But like every so often, like a random trailer will drop and the discourse will be insufferable, and I'll be like, why? Like why do we feel the need to be annoying about this? Predator Badlands is like the perfect example of that, where like the discourse was just like so insufferable about like the design of these characters, the design of the world and all of that shit. And I'm like, just shut the fuck up. But I don't have a particular care for the Predator franchise. I didn't love Prey. I wasn't too high on Prey. That was like early days of like me being on TikTok. And I think that was like one of the first like, I guess, controversial reviews I had put out. I like put out that I didn't love Prey and I liked it and I was a little more negative on it and people like completely pooped on me.
Prey had a weird cult following.
Yeah, Prey had a really weird cult following. I haven't rewatched it since then, so maybe I'm due for a rewatch and maybe 4 years later, whenever Prey came out, maybe 2-3 years later, maybe I'll be a little higher on it, but I don't know. I've never been like into the Predator movies. I don't even know the last time I've like actually sat down to rewatch the Predator movies. It certainly is not in my Letterboxd days, so I don't even know if I have the Predator movies fucking logged, which I don't think I do.
Yeah, we'll see if I find the motivation or interest to go through them before this. November 7th is far enough away that maybe if I give myself the time, I'll give them a watch. But We also got the first trailer for I Know What You Did Last Summer, releasing July 18th. I haven't seen the first one, but I know it's an iconic movie. People talk about it. It's had staying power in the populace. Definitely has a cult following. So we'll see if it's one of those cult followings where like people always talk about it and then they come out with like this recreation of it and then it's like no one talks about it because it's bringing back people from the original. So yeah, I don't know. I have no attachment to this, but I know a lot of people are probably listening to this excited. So if you're excited for I Know What You Did Last Summer, comment down below. But have you seen the original and are you interested in this new one?
I've seen the original. It's like the most average slasher horror movie out there. Like you'll have a good time. It's like the most like just throw it on. Like if you ever watched it, I wouldn't tell you to watch it like at the end of the day. Just like throw it on one of your monitors while you're working and like half pay attention to it. It's like a fine movie. It's fun. You know, it like plays out like a high school horror comedy a little bit. I don't want to say comedy because it's not like actually that funny, but there are like some
like a campy horror.
Yeah, exactly. It's honestly more of like a thriller. It's kind of like if you took Gossip Girl and made it like a horror movie where like someone is basically giving these people notes that say like, hey, I know what you did last summer. I know that you whatever, like killed this person last summer.
That sounds like not Gossip. That sounds like Pretty Little Liars. I haven't seen that show, but from what I know about it, like the A being a mysterious like, killer. I don't know.
Exactly. So it's fine. It's not like I'll watch the second one, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, dude, I'm so excited for the sequel to I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Fair. We also got first trailer for Mountainhead, a new film by director of Succession, or the creator is directed by the creator of Succession, Jesse Armstrong. Film follows 4 billionaires who meet up at a mountain retreat while the world falls into chaos, starring Steve Carell, Jason Schwartzman, Rami Youssef, releasing May 31st on Max. Now, I am probably the biggest Succession head on here. Love the show. Saw a lot of people upset about this, saying like, oh, we don't need this. This looks like more of the same. Like, we don't need any more like rich people movies, which like, sure, fair. But this is a Max original movie being dumped on a streaming service, which I think is just like the most harmless thing in the world. And I don't think Jesse Armstrong is really like a guy who's really got much else to do. Like, he's not going to be like, I don't think Succession is going to spring, but unless he's making another TV show, but I don't think anyone ever expected him to like now be like a big film director, a big player. I think people kind of just expected Succession to be like a, you know, lightning in a bottle thing, similar to what's his name with Breaking Bad. Name's escaping me. No. The guy who created Breaking Bad. Vince Gilligan. Kind of like a people were like, yeah, nice. but like he obviously went on Better Call Saul, but that's like in the same universe.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This looks fun. Like I love Steve Carell, Jason Schwartzman, Rami Youssef. So it's like actors I love from a creator of a show I love. Looks like a, you know,
I think it looks fun.
Director, who's director? It looks like Adam McKay-esque type stuff, which makes sense. Obviously, he worked on Succession, so you know a lot of people hate that. A lot of people love it. I think this is exactly a streaming original movie that people are going to know what they're going to be in for, and I feel like people can know if they're going to like this or not before they even turn it on. But I think I'm one of the people that are going to like it. What do you guys think about the Mountainhead trailer?
I'm excited. I think this looks fun, and like you said, I love the cast, so I'm all in. Anything Steve Carell's in, I feel like I'm all in for it. Jason Schwartzman's becoming that kind of. I'm in for it. I think it'll be fun. And you mentioned Adam McKay. I'm in. Yep. Anything even remotely like looking like Adam McKay, I'm
in. George, any thoughts here?
You guys hit everything. Yeah, I'm excited. It's Steve Carell, it's Jason Schwartzman. It's two people I really like. It's the creator of a show I really like.
Sure. Final bit of trailer news. So we got the new teaser for Hurry Up Tomorrow, the Weekend Jenna Ortega starring movie that's coming out in just a couple weeks, May 16th. This one, I've seen quite a few trailers for this before. Other movies I've seen in theaters.
Yeah,
just doesn't move the needle for me personally. Jenna Ortega is like I think she has the makings to be one of the greats. Like she always, you know, in her interviews, she always talks about like she's clearly someone who loves cinema and like works on her craft. Don't think she's the best at picking them. Actually, I would venture as far as to say she's quite terrible at picking them. I don't think she's picked anything great. I know you like Death of a Unicorn, but I don't think you're going to go to bat saying that's like a home run pick for Jenna Ortega. Like, I don't think she's been picking anything great.
Yeah, I'm not.
We also got, Wednesday season 2 teaser stuff too. So it's like, and I know she's like getting into producing with that too. So it's like, she's, I don't know. It's just frustrating. She has all the workings. Whereas like Millie Bobby Brown, I'm not frustrated with because like she's stuck in slot, but I've never like think she's going to aspire to much more. Whereas Jenna Ortega, I think she can, but Miller's Girl was
really
like one of the
not
worst
gonna
of
get,
last year.
got
Death of
a
a
good
Unicorn was
1000.
fine at best. Wednesday is fine at best.
The fall is
I don't know. Is Hurry Up Tomorrow is moving the needle for either of you?
I would say, okay, the movie is like, I don't know how this is going to work, but the movie apparently is based on his last album, which is also of the same name, Hurry Up Tomorrow. And I don't love that album as much as I've loved like previous Weeknd albums, the way I've loved his last work. So I don't know. I'm a little indifferent. I also I don't love the concept of his album. It's basically just an album about like the last 14 years of his life. It's a long album. It has it's cinematic moments, but it's not something I'm gonna go back to and re-listen to. Although maybe I should now that I'm reminded that there is this movie coming out. But yeah, Jenna Ortega is awesome, and I'm excited for more of Jenna Ortega. I forgot this movie was coming out because I had seen a trailer to this movie months ago, and I forgot when I had saw that, and I haven't seen a trailer of this movie play before another movie in a long time. That trailer disappeared, and I genuinely forgot this movie existed until 13 seconds ago.
Well, it's coming out in a couple weeks, so you can go see it potentially if you're interested. Yeah. But now into movie news. So we're done with trailers. So first movie news of the week, the Academy has now implemented a rule to make sure that members will not be allowed to vote for the Oscars if they haven't demonstrated that they have watched all the nominated films. Now, how this is going to work is for, people even people like us, like influencers, but critics, how it works is obviously they try and go out to theaters, but production studios will send screeners out to critics to make sure their film gets seen. Cause obviously you're wanting your film to be seen in theater, but in order for your film to contend for festival award or for awards and Oscar voters and Critics' Choice voters, you want to make sure it's getting seen by everyone no matter what. So you're going to send screeners to every single voter. So the way that they're going to be tracking now with the Academy is basically on your iPad or your whatever app you use to get your screeners sent to you through. They can track if you've basically watched them. So yeah, you can skirt around the rules, just press play and go do laundry or whatever while it's going. But there's at least more measures in place. And then if you don't watch it on your screener app or through the screener service, you basically have to show written proof that you were at the festival and show your ticket stub that you actually went to see that movie at the festival. And same thing if you saw it in a movie theater, you have to provide proof. So they're looking for proof. It's similar to I feel this is going to be the same thing as you can't sneak into R-rated movies where, yeah, you can skirt around the rules, but it's at least going to be enough of a filter to make it a little better. Cam, you might remember famously when Johnny Manziel was drafted to the Browns, they track how much film players watch on their iPads, and they're basically yeah, we can see how much film this guy watches, and it's zero. He's not watching any film. So
that back to draft day, that's another point as well. They it's one team gives out a playbook with $100 bill on the back or something, and just to see if they look at the playbook or at the playbook at all.
Yeah.
Bo Callahan lied twice. Yeah.
Yeah. But,
and then exactly. Who else is it? Is it Marcus Russell? No,
in real life?
Real life. Who said he watched the entire tape or something, and they sent him a blank
completely
tape.
Lied. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's similar to the Jenna Ortega versus Millie Bobby Brown thing, whereas Jenna Ortega clearly puts in the work. She wants to be one of the greats. Millie Bobby Brown says she hates movies. Same thing here. It's we're gonna see which critics are in it for the love of the game or not. Because we saw Cannes Film Festival came out and said that the Cannes voters for who allows movies in watched 500 movies over the course of 3 months or something to prepare for Cannes Film Festival. Those are real grinders. Those are Gruden grinders. But yeah, I think this is everyone in the film sphere rightfully had the same reaction to this, that it's crazy that a rule has to be in place in the first place. 1 and 2, it's crazy that it took this long for the rule to be in place. But I think after last year, I think we're all happy to see this in place, and maybe that bodes well for Doom Messiah. So, because obviously Doom Part 2 is the one that started that conversation of people just not watching it, which is crazy in a year that The Brutalist came out, which is an hour and a half longer. But
the Academy must log
and
it
much
on
worse.
Yeah, fair. And but yeah, I mean, I think the whole Dune Part 2 thing was like, oh, I don't want to Dune 1 too, and it's like, what are you guys doing? But next, more positive movie news. Sinners is estimated to earn a phenomenal $42 million domestically this weekend. So the weekend we just had, which is a 10% drop. But there's even estimates saying that it might not even drop at all or even gain. And you might hear the word drop and think that's a negatively connotative word, which it is. But in general, like a standard drop is around like 50%. Like, a movie comes out, all the promotion saying opening weekend, go see it. So obviously that's going to be the biggest weekend. Basically 100% of the time for movies, it's going to be the opening weekend. So a drop of like 50% is pretty expected. If it drops like 70%, like some like Marvel movies have recently, like that's when people are like, oh, this is really red alert. But 30%, 20% crazy, 10% or even staying the same or even going up like this one might is ridiculous and saying something we genuinely never see. There's one of the highest grossing original horror films this century, and it's earned more money in 9 days than Nosferatu did in its entire theatrical run. So crazy stats left and right. Continues to just mind boggle me that what happened with the Variety article. That's clearly like, because I went to that, like I did like some investigation on like who that person was. And it's like a senior writer for Variety who's been a journalist for like 15 years, like graduated with a journalism degree from like Florida or something. So it's like, like it's not just like some random part-time person. It's like Variety's like senior Hollywood reporters like writing that article. So just silly.
What was the article again? What did it say?
It was like Sinners
make like 90 million.
It was like Sinners had strong opening weekend, but with the budget, like it's like a flop, struggling financially. It's going to be hard for it to make its budget back, which like is kind of true if it went on the trajectory, like I said, of like opening weekend and then it drops like 50% or 70% second weekend, continues that. But it's like gaining, it's going to make more money this weekend than it did the opening weekend. So it's going to easily be profitable, have incredible legs. They're already talking about pushing Thunderbolts out of IMAX screens to keep Sinners there because of how much demand there is. So just didn't read the room right on their article, thinking that basically just calling it a flop because it didn't do the crazy numbers opening weekend. And I guess they just didn't foresee that the legs of this are really right now kind of the craziest legs we've seen for a movie in this century. Like we've never seen a movie that's had this much staying power that is not dropping at all.
Word of mouth has been insane for this movie. Like I have coworkers that just don't go to the movies that are telling me that they're going to see Sinners in IMAX.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Also, hold on. I maybe I'm bugging out, but I could have sworn I saw some news report from like a couple of days ago that said Sinners was having like a 42% drop off in its second weekend,
which even that would be good. But it's the thing is that like so Discussing Film has been tweeting out stuff about like the box office, and that is true. Like it started like a projection was like 40%, which would have been a good drop. And then like it dropped, then like 10% was a couple days later said, oh, it might drop 10%. And then like late last night, which would be Saturday night, it was saying like, oh, it might actually earn even more money. So by the time it's out on Monday, you'll be able to see what the final score was. But yeah, it's ridiculous how well the word of mouth of this movie is, and everyone's talking about it. It is a hard movie to recommend. I haven't recommended any of my coworkers yet because like
I recommend it to everyone.
Well, to be fair, my coworkers are like 50, so it's like recommending a movie called like Sinners, and then it's just a tough beat, and especially because like we had our team meeting on Monday, which is like the day after Easter. So I'm like, yeah, should I be recommending to these 50-year-olds to go see a movie called Sinners? I'm like, I don't know, but no, yeah, we all love Sinners. Happy to see it doing so successful. And, let's break some records.
Here's some stats for you. Only 25 movies. Shout out Box Office Mojo for having this like readily available. I googled it, not expecting some good info. Only 25 movies ever have made more money in their second weekend, and then only 14 more movies have ever had less. Actually, only 12 more movies have ever had less than a 10% drop. 14 have had 10.6 and 10.8. But so if Sinners does have that 10% drop or about 10%, like of all time, that's pretty damn good for them. One of the movies that had a growing box office second weekend was Mufasa, The Lion King. And honestly, I think that's because it had such a shit opening weekend. But otherwise, it's just movies. It's really random movies that have big box office growth. Any guesses for the number one highest box office growth into the second weekend? It's a very popular movie, but not like a
hold on,
not like a franchise.
Oh,
you wouldn't think of it. It's The Greatest Showman. Had a 76% increase from weekend 1 to 2.
Yeah, that's where I was gonna say a Marvel movie, but if anything, I'd imagine those are major declines because everyone was probably
opens.
Yeah,
so
everyone
big.
goes opening weekend. Yeah, those normally have like 50% drop, but they made 500 million in the first weekend.
Yeah.
So,
do we throw Ryan Coogler on like that Christopher Nolan tier of directors that fill seats? We have to, right?
I don't know if him specifically just yet. Like I'll fill a seat for him.
Yeah,
he's up there. But like I think the literal 10-minute video of him just talking about the viewing experience like is the coolest thing I've ever
seen it like 4 times already. It's so sick.
And I watch it through every time.
It's so funny because like he's talking like he's such an intelligent dude, but he's just talking to you like one of your boys at a bar just saw some cool shit. Like it's so awesome. Like he's talking to you in just like such a cool, relatable way, but it's like it's so intelligent and it's just so much fun to listen to him talk about film.
Next bit of news. So we got a little more news on the David Fincher sequel. It's reportedly called The Continuing Adventures of Cliff Booth. The film will follow Brad Pitt as Cliff Booth while he navigates Hollywood as a studio fixer. Cam, you haven't been on the pod since we talked about this sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Where are you at on it?
Stupid. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think it's a fairly good take on this podcast. I don't think we have any Once Upon a Time in Hollywood haters. I think most people like it, and then it's got a few people that are
not anymore.
Haters. I remember George didn't love it. But just stupid. I'm not sure about this one. Don't care. Silly that we're even making a sequel to it. Just silly.
When we talked about this last, I was even questioning. I was like, is this going to even be about? I thought he was like, I didn't know it was going to be a Cliff Booth movie. So like, this is interesting. This is odd. I don't know. I don't know if I'm dialed in on this one quite yet. Although I did love Brad Pitt as Cliff Booth.
But he won't have the same swagger, the same aura, whatever you want to call it, with David Fincher. I don't think he will.
Yeah, I think it was a good take.
Bad movie.
Yeah. Next bit of news. Dominic Sessa is officially going to star in as Anthony Bourdain in a biopic Tony for A24, directed by Matt Johnson, director of Blackberry, also starring Antonio Banderas. Cool.
The only thing I know about Anthony Bourdain in any way, shape, or form is he's in The Big Short. He's one of the people they pan to explain like. I think he explains. He uses the like tranches. I think is what he's explaining. Like AA tranches are basically taking the shit and making it look like it's something else. So yeah, shout out Anthony Bourdain for that. That's it.
Yep. But yeah, I'm excited to see Dominic Sessa get more work because he's great. I'm excited to see him do more stuff.
You know what I'm excited for with Dominic Sessa? I'm excited he's not like he was in The Holdovers, had a really awesome role. Got great reception. He's still young. I'm hype. He didn't just like jump on like I'm gonna say yes to any movie they stick in front of me because I'd imagine
put him in Marvel. Get him that check.
But like after The Holdovers, he had to have probably received so many scripts, so many offers, and it's cool just seeing him like take his time. I guess read through scripts, genuinely like know what he wants to play, and like move forward. Like I like that. Seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Speaking of The Holdovers, there's apparently going to be a TV show that's now in the works based on The Holdovers.
I saw that.
So
is it? It's not the same 3 characters coming back, right?
They haven't said anything, but I mean, the way The Holdovers ends is like Paul Hunnam leaves the school for good, and Dominic Sessa is kind of done there as well. So it's like I don't really know what their plan would be. So it's like if they're not in it, then I'm not really interested. I love the vibe, and
it's just going to be like another like person getting held over. Like that's with different characters, and it's gonna suck.
Yeah, but like because like I mean, which makes sense for like the story because like the way like it's set up is like they kind of rotate professors who have to stay with the students.
Yeah.
But yeah, without Paul Giamatti, like, I don't know, the casting of who that professor is staying over with them is going to fully determine how interested I am in returning to this world or not. But mostly that's not going to move the needle for me. Emma Mackey's been cast as the White Witch in Greta Gerwig's Narnia movie. I like Emma Mackey. Cool.
I have no idea anything about Narnia. I'll admit.
Have you seen any of the Narnia movies?
I have seen that. I saw them all as a kid.
Damn,
To be
those
fair,
are
I
really
haven't thought about them since I was a kid either.
Can't
so.
remember a thing about them, so maybe I'll go back and watch them. But people are excited. I think Greta Gerwig puts butts in seats, but this time it's going to be butt on your couch at Netflix. So that sucks.
Dude, 12-year-old George thought The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was the greatest movie ever made.
Yeah, I never got into it. I think it scared me. The little horseman scared, the
Mr.
little donkey
Tumnus.
man or whatever
Centaur.
scared me.
That shit was so sick. That shit was so
Yeah.
cool. I still listen to that score all the time. That's an all-time score right there. That might be, and I don't mean this in like a bad way. That might be like the biggest difference for me between like the quality of the score and the quality of the actual movie. And like I still think the movie's good, but like that's a score worthy of a 5-star movie, and it's probably like a 3.5-star movie.
That's fair.
We have a Ready or Not 2 is now going to be titled Ready or Not, Here I Come. It's in production now. I think both of you are big fans of Ready or Not. George, I think you are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love
Right.
Ready or Not. That's one of my favorites. That's like that's an all-time horror film for me. It's so fun. It's so much fun. And Samara Weaving is so cool. I'm excited for the second one.
They really nail that title. This is like Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
Yeah.
They should have used that one already, but like the title hits when you're making a sequel and you already have like the first half of the very common saying. Use it, man. Use it. I love the title.
Mhm.
I don't like Ready or Not : Here I Come. I'd like it Ready or Not, comma. Here
Should
I
be comma, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a personal opinion.
No, I feel that. Enola Holmes 3 has begun filming, so Millie Bobby Brown continues to be on Watch.
I
And
was
just
about to make
stuck in
a funny, stupid joke where I was like, what's the third one going to be named? Ready or Not, Here I Come, I Found You.
It might be.
Sorry, bad joke.
They got to get a different
studio's
name.
on the
They gotta
line.
get a different
Yeah,
name.
get the studio online.
a sequel that does not have a pun, a sequel to Sisu, is going to be released in November 21st. I think George and I both saw that. I'm surprised they're making a sequel to it, but
Yeah.
sure, I had enough fun with the first one. And it's like in the John Wick realm of vein, except it's more World War II time. And I would say it's not a hot take. It's a lot more gruesome. I'd say it's way more gruesome than John Wick. It's a lot of disgusting stuff in that. And then a live action Toys R Us movie is in the works. Why? I don't know. Like, is it going to be?
That
two angles.
Is it Toy Story? Is it a horror?
Right.
Like,
That's what I was saying. They
Yeah.
can go the Toy Story route, or they can go just like a business on the decline, like economic financial movie route. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Did you guys
Stupid.
are you guys watching the studio or no? Yeah, I don't think you guys are.
I am.
This
But
is a
I've only
headline
watched the
that would
first 3
be in
episodes.
the studio. Like this is a headline that Seth Rogen's character would see and be like, "No fucking way are we doing a Toys R Us movie." It's like they're literally doing a Kool-Aid movie in the studio. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's the level.
For some
of,
reason, shout out Apple. They sent me the studio early.
hell yeah.
I have no idea why. But it was bad timing because I didn't make content for them. So sorry. Sorry the Apple studio. My bad. It's on me.
And then we got some confirmations on the Hunger Games casts that we teased the other week, but it's been official now for some castings. Joseph Zada has been cast as young Haymitch, so an actor who has like 2 things on his IMDb, nothing no one would ever know, so an unknown actor, which is fun. It's rare to see franchises go that way, especially these days. Same with Whitney Peak as Lenore Dove Baird. And McKenna Grace has been cast as Maisley Donner, and Jesse Plemons has been cast as Plutarch Evansby, so playing a young Philip Seymour Hoffman. When you see them side by side, you're like, yeah, this is just like a home run casting
It
decision.
is weird in my opinion. Like, yeah, I'm sure it's like the age thing, but it is weird that, like, I think Jesse Plemons obviously looks a ton like Philip Seymour Hoffman, but he's got a son. Like, I feel like well, I don't know if he wants to be cast in this. He may not have even auditioned, but he's got a son.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Maybe his son just doesn't want to play his like dead dad. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's entirely fair and very possible that he may not want to.
Yeah.
I'm
sure the casting director had the 2 cents to like reach out. I'm sure they sent him a.
That's fair.
You interested?
That's fair. Jesse Plemons does look like him very, very closely.
Mm-hmm. That's all for the movie news. So let's get into best actor tier list and get some Cam involvement in this. But first, we're gonna have Cam look at our tier list and say what he thinks about any of these takes.
I've been seeing the clips.
I wasn't on the last one, so
we haven't done. Oh yeah, I forgot we were. No, we didn't do it. We didn't do anything with Goofy. We just had him look at it.
How many actors are on this tier list?
Like 4,000.
400 total. These are all the ones we still have yet to do.
Are there any women on here?
No, there's a best actors tier list, and then actress will be a separate one, and then director is another one we're gonna do. So yeah, here's where we're at. What's the first takeaways? We have S, A, B, C, D, F, and then TV is
Jack Nicklaus is an S tier. I'll say it.
I mean, is not S tier?
No, A tier at best.
You're a bot.
Great performances, but also just not an S tier actor. I like the A tier list.
Dude,
I like that.
I hate that B tier, if I'm being honest.
B tier is getting a little close.
Adam Sandler is frankly not a B tier. He's B tier name.
So like, why is Sylvester Stallone in B tier?
Rocky, great performance.
Why is Sylvester Stallone in B tier? I don't even remember.
Yeah, Rocky was a great performance, but like the rest of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
What did Dylan O'Brien do just to get his own tier? Just anyone with a D name gets D tier. What is the bottom one? Sorry,
TV is not real.
Okay, I love it.
Because basically, like, Bryan Cranston's been in movies, but it'd be so disrespectful where we put him based on movies that we're like, let's just put him in the TV.
Yeah. Okay. Nick Cage is an A tier. I like Nick Cage. I think he's B tier.
When you say isn't, it sounds so much like is an A tier. So I'm like, are you agreeing or disagreeing?
It's not A tier. Tim Roth, I don't think is B tier. I like it for the most part. Adam Sandler, I'm sorry, is like it purely acting. He's a big name. He's a funny guy, but purely acting, I don't think he's B tier. Chris Rock, I don't think is C tier.
What do you think Chris Rock should be?
Maybe F. What's Chris Rock been in that you've enjoyed other than Grown Ups?
I can't remember the Chris Rock conversation either.
Yeah, that's fine. Tom Holland deserves more respect, but he's in some bad movies, no doubt.
I really can't remember Sylvester Stallone B tier conversation.
Yeah, why is he? Can we just move him retroactively?
Yeah,
I think we have to.
C. We can't go any lower than C because, like, clearly at one point we discussed a B tier for him. So
so Sly had some performances, man. Rocky and Creed specifically, great. And I think that's what you're probably basing it off of, which is fine. But did you guys watch the what was the Prime Video movie like in 2022 where he was like a superhero? It was bad, man. It was bad. It's bad. I like this. I like this list. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we got next?
Will Ferrell's next on the docket.
Dude, again,
if
comedy actors are impossible.
If Adam Sandler's B, Will Ferrell's double A.
I mean, Will Ferrell's never had an Uncut Gems, but
fair.
He's like the GOAT. All this comedy to me is better than Adam Sandler comedy, though.
Will Ferrell has I gotta go find it.
Are you gonna say Stranger Than Fiction? That's still not an Uncut Gems.
That's fair. I don't think I was gonna say that because frankly, I don't know that movie.
Bro, like as a comedy actor, Will Ferrell is like S tier, but like, what do we?
B's got to be his floor for me.
As a comedy, I think he's got to be B tier. I think comedy is not real as a tier. I think that might be.
We got to move a lot of people off of here, though.
Yeah, I think
no, because some people are comedy with a couple like with some dramatic performances.
Do you want to do a comedy's not real tier?
I think.
But then, like, wouldn't Chris Tucker go there? Chris Rock go there?
Yes,
Chris Tucker would.
Eddie
go
Rock,
there,
Eddie Murphy would go there.
Did you say Eddie Brock? Like
I said Eddie Rock. I mixed Eddie Murphy and Chris Rock in one.
Okay, fair. Will Ferrell, I just really love some of his movies, so I don't want to put him lower than B. But
should we do 2 new tiers? Comedy good, comedy bad.
Yes. Put comedy good like right below C and comedy bad right below TV is not real. Yeah, see, like comedy good is Will Ferrell. Maybe above C, because I feel like I'd rather have Will Ferrell over like I don't know. Let's see. Brendan Fraser. Sorry, Brendan Fraser.
Dude, by the time we're done with this, we're gonna have 19 fucking tiers.
Wait, so where does comedy bad go?
I would go below D, right above F. F will be for like the Kevin Hart's, who's just bad. Like, we're not putting Kevin Hart in comedy bad. Kevin Hart's just in bad. Yeah. Trash.
Wait, so now we got to move. So Will Ferrell goes to comedy good.
Obviously.
Adam Sandler stays though because he's Uncut Gems.
Yeah,
he's on non-comedy stuff. So let's see. Is anyone up here? No, these are all non-comedy guys. Chris Tucker, comedy good.
Yes.
Chris Rock, comedy. I mean, I would argue comedy bad, but I think
I would also argue comedy bad. Eddie Murphy, comedy good.
And that's it, right?
Yeah.
And then these two comedy bads.
Nah, leave him in F just for the jokes.
Well, Vin for sure is not just comedy.
Yeah, Vin for sure is not comedy.
Kevin Hart hasn't done any emotional. Wait, I guess he did that one where like isn't the guy in like a wheelchair he cares?
Yeah. The Untouchables.
The Untouchables, bad movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll keep it.
Also, I feel like comedy bad is worse than F tier. Because if you're bad in comedy movies, like,
but then Kevin Hart can't be above them though.
No, Kevin Hart's comedy bad. I feel like.
Okay, yeah.
Central Intelligence, man. Like,
no, I like how this is shaping up. This is good.
Yeah, but Kevin Hart has serious movies. Like, what was that movie where he's lost his wife in childbirth? Like, that's not a comedy. What am I thinking of?
Kevin Hart is a comedy actor, dude.
At Fatherhood, he was in The Upside, which is the Untouchables remake.
Yeah, The Upside's bad though. Fatherhood, I haven't seen.
I'm just saying these aren't comedy.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying
okay.
Yeah.
Brian, but if you get two movies, man, that of your entire filmography, you're a comedic actor.
Okay,
I mean, Adam Sandler falls in that with like Hustle and
he's comedy good, I think.
I think
he's a comedic actor. He's comedy good. All right.
Yeah, now I'm confusing myself.
And Ben Stiller's only in a couple dramatic roles.
But he directs. I don't know. Okay.
It is an actor too.
I made this more complicated coming back. I think that's what I was going
New tier also direct.
New tier.
No, I think we're good. I think we're good where we are.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Hopefully we don't see
I think Kevin Hart, if you were to be asked, like, is he a comedic actor, strictly comedy, 99% of people would say yes. It's in a couple episodes of Modern Family.
RDJ, Robert Downey Jr.
I think he's A. Let's.
I mean, outside
have y'all been pulling up for?
Yeah. Outside of Marvel, he's got Oppie. He's got Zodiac. He's got Tropic Thunder.
Doolittle's bad. Bad. Don't get me wrong. I like the Sherlock Holmes movies.
Yeah, he's great in Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, he's in Chef barely. Chef's great.
I think I like him more than pretty much everyone in B. So
yeah, I don't know if I would put him above because I'm not putting him on the same tier as Brad Pitt and Matt Damon.
So that's hard. Yeah, it's like I think
he's an A- tier.
Yeah, he's the bottom. No, he's either the bottom of A or the top of B. But we're not ranking these.
We're not ranking them. So I think B is a good spot for RDJ.
Yeah, I'm fine with Cam. Would you argue
throw him high B? Just for my own personal belief, throw him at the top of B. There you go. That's fine. I accept.
Mr. De Niro, S tier, no conversation.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man. He was bad in oh god, I can't think of his last movie.
He's S tier.
Last movie was Alto Nights, which you did not see.
No, not Alto Nights. The Martin Scorsese.
He's great.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
He was great in Killers of the Flower Moon.
He's bad in Killers of the Flower Moon, man.
No,
he's
S tier. You're crazy. You're lost.
He is ace. He was not great in Flower Moon, but he is S tier.
He's bad in The Irishman. No, he's not bad in The Irishman. He's just
not good
in trying to kick people. I feel bad.
I
feel bad for him.
Bradley Cooper.
The Coopster, the Coopmeister.
Obviously has like I don't even know why I speak when I can't think of the damn movie I'm thinking of. The music one. A Star is Born. Star is Born. He's really great in.
Yeah,
I think he's really fantastic in that. He's really great in Silver Linings Playbook.
He's very good in The Place Beyond the Pines, and
He's very good in Wedding Crashers.
The Hangover.
Is he on the same tier as Brad Pitt and Matt Damon? I don't think so.
No, he's not A. He's not
He's
A.
B.
Yeah.
He's got to be B.
B.
I think we're defaulting to B too much. I think we need to move some people out of B.
Yeah, I said that from the start. I don't know.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't here for the whole thing, so maybe chat. Let us know. Chat. Let us know. Comment
maybe
down
we've just
below.
gone through so many B. Maybe the more C and D tier actors are in the pipeline.
I think a C actor's coming up.
We'll start being harsh. No, we got an F actor coming up.
Who?
Hayden Christensen.
I don't think he's F, but I don't think he's above C.
Put your Star Wars bias aside.
D.
He is nowhere higher. C
D.
is his absolute ceiling. He's got to be D.
D. I'm okay with D.
I'm okay with D.
I have never been like pro. I love Hayden Christensen in Star Wars. Like,
but even if you do,
I
that's
love him
movies.
in Star Wars for his character. And then Luke, I don't think he's so bad he's an F. Also, I don't think Vin Diesel is an F actor, but that's fine.
Hey, I argued against that. Okay, I was the only one that argued against that.
I do think Hayden's a D actor, unfortunately.
What about The Rock?
D.
Throw the two ball guys in F.
Duh Rock. He's a D actor. I think he's Duh Rock.
So he's above Vin. That's like they like.
I think he's above Vin.
Like,
they're in a battle, but I think he's above Vin.
He's not above Vin. He doesn't.
He's had Pain and Gain. That's like it.
Yeah.
Moana's great voice acting, but it's still great. Jumanji's funny. He's got every good Fast and Furious that Vin has, and he's good in those. None of the Fast and Furiouses that The Rock is not in are better than the ones that he is in.
I don't think The Rock should be on a higher tier than Vin Diesel, but I also don't think Vin Diesel is an F tier actor. Like I'm still pushing for Vin Diesel D tier.
But at this point,
have you seen Fighting with My Family? I haven't in a long while, but that's a good movie. That's Florence Pugh, right? Yeah.
I just feel like we need to have someone F tiers.
All right,
I think we
fine.
do
Vin
too. I
F tier.
agree with you.
Okay.
We got to be a little harsh.
Is that the guy from? Is the brother from iCarly down in there? Is that who's on this fucking list?
Wait,
hold on. Yeah, go down. No, go scroll down. Stop.
Well, Josh Peck. Yeah.
No, to the left. Yeah, him.
Yeah.
Jerry
Turner, Jerry Trainer, or something like that, right?
So, yeah.
Jerry
to the
Trainer.
point you're talking about, are we defaulting to B too much? Maybe, but I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, we're coming out
fine.
with a lot of shitty actors. Okay.
So we're sticking with The Rock at D.
Yeah.
Chris Evans.
I think C is the ceiling.
Ceiling.
I can't put him.
He can't
on
be in B, but I wouldn't say C is the ceiling. I'd say like C is a nice home.
Yeah, C is a good home.
Because like obviously he's great in Knives Out and Snowpiercer,
and Sunshine.
But like he can't be on the tier with these people.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. But I don't think he's a tier below like Chris Pratt.
No, definitely not below these guys.
Anthony Mackie should be a D tier actor.
I was fighting for him for B though, so that's why we
really.
Yeah.
All right. Chris Evans is a C tier.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's all I need.
I like Chris Evans a lot when he's in good projects, but he is in more bad than he's in.
He
good.
has the Before We Goes and the Gifteds of the world.
What's Anthony Mackie in that you dislike so much that he's in D?
Yeah,
I don't disagree.
No, it's nothing I dislike. It's just that like I don't know. C is a high tier.
No,
he was just like a generational supporting actor in like the 2000s.
Yeah, I guess.
Really
I did just watch him last night.
He gets roasted in 8
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Oh, he's in that. That's sick.
Johnny Depp, I think, is C.
No, dude.
He can't be higher than C.
What?
What's he in that's good other than like Pirates? He's
Sweeney Todd, Edward Scissorhands,
the fucking Harry Potter spin-offs,
Gilbert Grape. Good.
Maybe.
Yeah, he actually he has a decent bat. But like the thing is, in these movies, especially all the Tim Burton collaborations, I'm never like he's great. I'm like,
all right.
I think Johnny Depp's a C tier actor with a big name.
I'm fine with C. With C. I think I was holding Pirates too high.
Yeah, I think Johnny Depp is in the same vein. Like he's same as Chris Evans. He's just a C tier actor with a big name, like Cam said. Wow.
I think Owen Wilson's comedy good.
Comedy good or bad?
Okay, but he has
But he's a comedy actor. I think if we're gonna use the comedy good, comedy bad,
4 collabs with Wes Anderson and Midnight in Paris,
and they're comedies.
Yeah,
and they're comedies.
They're kind of comedies. Yeah.
I guess.
But here's the thing: I don't think he's C tier, but he's not B tier. So that's and he's a comedy actor. So he's comedy good.
Comedy good.
Comedy good's doing him a pro service.
Yeah,
I think so. I think comedy good is giving him a thumbs up because he's had some stakers.
We got the violent racist Mel Gibson.
Where's our anti-Semitic tier?
Yeah.
Throw
anti-Semitic racist.
Can we put a canceled tier?
Yeah, where's our piece of shit tier?
All right. In between, looking ahead, never mind. In between comedy good and C tier, can we have I see this tier? And it's just Al Pacino. I see a tier. Sorry. Mel Gibson's a D tier actor. Hot take.
D tier?
That's wild. That's wild.
Come on, man. Braveheart's
Braveheart's a fine movie.
The 2
Braveheart
Mad
is
Max
a fine
movies.
movie.
I mean, I don't love Braveheart. The Mad Max OGs.
Yeah, the 2 Mad Max OGs.
Chicken Run.
Have you ever said while watching those, Mel Gibson makes this movie?
Braveheart, yeah, he literally made the movie.
Thank you.
Yeah, he did literally make Braveheart.
The Passion of the Christ then as well.
The Patriot.
It's a fat filmography.
But I'm saying like,
no, I get
know.
what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I also definitely watch his. Wouldn't even say. I guess I watch his newer movies.
I would say Mel Gibson peaked as a B tier with a big name, and has been dragged down by a lot of his projects to lower. So I'd be fine with C.
Yeah, I'd be fine with C. Where's our canceled tier?
Yeah, I think we need a canceled tier.
I think that'd
in
be
between
so
C and D, and then we got to put like people who are not canceled there as well. Just we want to cancel them.
Yeah, I feel like we have a canceled tier though. Then we're gonna get like all these comments about like so many of these other people that are already on there have been canceled for one reason or another. Like
that's fair.
Will Smith on his own tier like slapped someone at the Oscars.
Slapped someone, yeah.
Will
Smith might deserve to be in that tier though.
Pacino's got to be S, right? No,
Pacino's S. Pacino's S. That's an easy S.
A.
Can we throw Pacino on B just so that when Seth comes back, we have to show him it? And just
I'll make the change real quick before he comes back.
Yeah, just how much he freaks out.
Comedy good. Seth Rogen.
Comedy good. Seth Rogen, comedy good.
Seth Rogen is comedy good.
But like Steve Jobs, the Fablemans, I'll acknowledge
he does a lot.
roles he's done
Seth
great.
Rogen does way more dramatic stuff, but he's still comedy good, I think.
But everyone knows when you think of Seth Rogen, you think of that laugh and you think of comedy.
Yeah.
It's comedy good.
Seth Rogen, underrated producer, man. Invincible and The Boys and obviously
he's literally
the studio, but he's like made that. Yeah,
Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace.
I don't think I can go lower than B for Chadwick.
I think
even in draft day, he's the best part of draft day.
I mean, obviously he's great in the Marvel stuff. His filmography, man, that's a bummer. It's really a lot smaller than I thought it was.
It is smaller.
Well, yeah, it's
42 is fantastic.
42 is good. He's really good in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Ma Rainey, he's great in.
The Five Bloods, he's fantastic in. Sorry. I haven't seen anything else, I don't think. 21 Bridges, I don't think I watched. But I was excited for
filmography by popularity, how low draft day is. Like I thought.
I know. I see that too.
People talk about it, but I guess no one talked about that movie. But
a lot of these too, at the bottom are like documentaries.
He's S tier casting in Marvel, but beyond that, The Five Bloods, 42 Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
I think he's still a B tier actor, though.
I can't go A for him, but he's like a high B, I'd say. Because I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is in there B, and I think they're about.
Yeah, I think if Chad, like, rest in peace, man. It really makes me sad watching the Black Panther movies and like Civil War because he's so good in those. I think if he had the chance,
he would have been an all-timer by the end of his
I think so as well. Because like again, 42 is really good, but also draft day, like he's a dad or he's an uncle and he's just trying to like keep his family happy. He's really awesome in it.
I had the conversation with I was talking about him with my friends like a week or two ago, and I was reminded of this being like, you know, the movie guy in like a lot of my friends' lives who like don't watch movies. That the day he passed away was still to this day.
Dude, it was heartbreaking.
It was the day that my phone blew up the most. Since it, I swear to you not, the day I got engaged did not compare to the day Chadwick Boseman died. The day whatever. That was the day my phone blew up the most. That was such a heartbreaking news drop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like sat in my apartment in college and then I had plans to like go see friends and I sat in their apartment. I was like, I'm just really bummed right now.
Yeah.
Like he had a lot of great potential. Sad to see.
We'll go until we get to where should we end today?
Let's end at Jamie Foxx. Or do we normally do more? Like I don't know
how many have we done today?
We've done like 6. We'll
Yeah,
go through John Travolta.
Jamie Foxx.
John Travolta will be our last one. Right
Okay,
after
deal.
All right.
Mahershala Ali.
I think he's B.
I think he might be A, maybe B. Okay.
He could have done it in so many great like Blade's really just held him back.
I really like Green Book, or at least I like it more than most. I love Moonlight, and he's fantastic in both. But outside of that, like I don't care for him too much in True Detective. Like I think he's good in True Detective. He's fantastic in Spider-Verse. You know, as a voice actor, I think he's awesome. But I don't know if I could throw him above B right now.
He's a guy who
he's one of the most talented human beings in
for
Hollywood
sure.
right now.
I feel like we're looking at his filmography more than we're looking at him as an actor.
Yeah,
he's so underutilized. Like I don't get why this man doesn't have major scripts thrown in his face every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because he's waiting on Blade.
Yeah, the thing is, like, his filmography is so thin and not that deep. But like every single project of his I've seen in here, like he's great in those. So I don't know.
Is he great in the Mockingjay movies? Because frankly,
I don't remember him. He's Boggs in those, but I don't
know who he is in the Mockingjay movies.
No, but I mean, fantastic in Moonlight and Green Book, both Oscar-winning performances, right?
Yeah, and he's great. He's a great voice actor in the Spider-Verse movies. I can go B. I like B. He'll get.
I mean, he's between B and A for me. So B's for sure got to be locked in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying as well. I think he's like. Okay. I think he has A tier potential, but I don't think we should just throw people in A for.
Yeah, no, I think Blade screwed him because he's been in basically nothing the past like 10 years.
He's in Eternals as Blade. So his post-credit scene
His voice is in Eternals.
I think he says like "hey" or something, and he gets that.
He says like "open the box" or some stupid shit.
Is that what he says? Yeah, I think he's B tier.
Tom Cruise. I mean, the action goat of all time.
Yeah, I could
also has incredible dramatic.
We said S.
I could make an argument for S. I could make an argument for S. I genuinely could.
Because he's the great. He's like one of the greatest.
Is he in the canceled tier? Didn't he do something a long time ago? Is he
where's the Scientology tier?
Yeah,
Scientology tier.
He got canceled before cancel was popular enough to like actually ruin people's careers. So he made it through. He got it out of the way early.
RDJ is around there. RDJ only got canceled though because he just like had a drug problem. Like
I don't think he didn't get canceled. He just
people tried to like cancel him for it.
Yeah,
like tried to get him out of Hollywood.
I think I'd be fine with Cruise and S.
Yeah, I could argue
an S tier actor.
Yeah,
I think
because like he's done the actions obviously, but he also has like Magnolia and Jerry Maguire. Like he can act.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't show Sophie this tier list.
Top Gun is so good, man.
Samuel L. Jackson, interesting one. I mean, I love him. Like he's a goat and all the Tarantino stuff. I
think he's an A tier.
Yeah, I don't think you can go below A for Samuel.
I think I'm good with A. Like all-time supporting actor.
Like what's he really bad at? I mean, he's in a million movies, but what's he bad in? You know, he's not
never
bad
been bad.
Yeah, he's always consistent.
Yeah, he's really never bad. I mean, Seth would say he's probably bad in the Old Boy remake. I don't remember him in that one, but
like he has the Pulp Fictions.
No,
and the Django's of the world.
He's A tier, but closer to S than he's to D, in my opinion. Just based on the longevity and based on how much he's in and how he's never bad in anything he's been in.
I could get behind an S tier for him. Like I really could. I think everything I've seen him in, like I'm like Samuel L. Jackson made that movie better.
Yeah, we'll go high. Michael Caine, I still don't know. I haven't seen enough of him.
I don't know if Michael Caine's an A tier. Looking at that,
I just haven't seen enough of his when he was a leading man in like the 80s.
Who's that in the middle? I can't even tell who that is between Brad Pitt and Adam Driver. Yeah,
Harvey Keitel.
Okay, I can't even tell. It looks like just
Harvey Keitel,
number one.
TV is not real. Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Should we have a TV is not real good and a TV is not real bad too?
I think we should.
I think we should, but they both have to be below all movies.
Yeah,
that's fine. That's
no,
fine.
no. I was joking, by the way.
No, I think
I'm
you're right.
not.
No,
Joe.
I
I
like
think
it.
I'm right.
No, but
And
we're
I
not
think
Bryan
both
Cranston's the
Norman
only one in the
Reedus
show,
and
right?
the other guy from
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead is bad. I think Bryan
No,
Cranston's the only one that's good.
Uh,
I don't like.
I know there's
I
a lot of
watched two
Walking Dead.
episodes of The
I
Walking
cannot
Dead.
put
couldn't
either
get
of
No,
them on bad.
Cam, you got to think. We got iCarly actors coming up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hey, now I'd say iCarly's better than The Walking Dead. Come at me. It's
All
better.
right, we got 4 more left. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, hold on. Before we start saying takes, remember we did just give the bump to Tom Cruise for being an action great, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was like the action goat of his time.
Yeah.
But Tom Cruise has many other performances that hold him up there.
No, I was just worried you guys
Arnold-
were going to throw out like a D or an F for Schwarzenegger, which I think C's
No,
got
I
to
think
be
a
at
C.
least the worst where he's at. He's up there with Sylvester Stallone.
I was gonna say I can't put him above or below Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll put
I
him
think
right
he's
by each
right
other,
there.
give a little
Yeah.
smooch. What's his dude's name? Is he in the
Donald
Saw
Glover.
movies?
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover. Is he in the Saw
Danny
movies? Or am
Glover.
I
Danny
crazy?
Glover. Sorry,
Danny.
Donald is Childish
Childish
Gambino.
Gambino.
Yeah, my bad. Danny Glover. Yeah, he's in the Saw movies. He's in.
Sorry to bother you.
Thank you. He's
Royal
really good in Sorry to
Tenenbaums.
Bother You. I think he's just.
2012.
Oh, he like has a small performance in the Jumanji movie, which, by the way, Jumanji's good. Oh, he's in Last Black Man in San Francisco. It's a good movie. I don't know Danny Glover enough, but I know people love Lethal Weapon. I have not seen the Lethal Weapons.
Yeah. The original Color Purple. I don't know. I don't know if I'm educated enough to say, but I obviously can't put him above C because I don't know enough.
Yeah, I think if you put him in C, we have some good clicks. I think Danny Glover may be C tier, and you can quote me on that in the edit, Mateo, because I think there will be people riding for him, but I don't know him that well. I'll admit,
Dude,
He's
that
definitely not. Yeah, he's not anyone.
he's not
low.
D tier. He's not.
No.
Yeah,
can we God, please, can we please move John Boyega down to the D tier? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
can we?
I cannot keep looking
Yeah,
at
I
him.
can't
Instead
take
of that-
seriously there.
Instead of that, in between C and D,
No.
can we C and D? Can we put slop and move Anthony Mackie, Tom Holland, John Boyega, Chris Evans, Chris Pratt? Like they're all slop tier.
Flop good and flop bad too.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not bad.
I think it's
All right,
perfect.
2 more. Jamie Foxx. He's had his dramatic roles. Again, the 2000s, he was cooking with
Dude,
his.
he
I mean,
has
he has
an
an Oscar.
He has an Oscar for a dramatic role.
for Ray.
Right. I don't think he was. I mean, I think he was really good in Django. I don't think he was amazing in Django.
Now I have my beef with Jamie Foxx because Emma had that audition to get on Beat Shazam and she didn't get it. So Jamie Foxx and I are I'm putting the fists up for him.
My
He's
favorite
not-
role
he's
of his
not bringing
probably
us
is
on.
Motherfucker Jones.
Yeah.
He's in Collateral. He's great. Jar. I mean, the 2000s, he was firing all
The
cylinders.
guy.
But he's also in that what was his new movie that I really hate?
Day Shift.
Day Shift. Yeah, fuck Day Shift.
But he's
He's
also
really-
like Jake
Just Mercy.
Tyrone.
Just Mercy's a great movie. I really like that movie.
I mean, I'm thinking
I think he's B
probably
tier.
B.
I think
Yeah.
he's B tier. He's Electro.
I think his late stage career is what's going to drag him down from A, but he had a run where he was like A, borderline S, like Miami Vice,
Yeah.
Collateral.
I haven't seen
Django.
Jarhead. Is he any good in that?
Yeah, he's like really high B for me.
Yeah, I can handle B. I like B for him.
Last one, John Travolta.
C or D? Maybe D. D.
Yeah.
I mean, Pulp
Gotti
Fiction.
is really bad.
Pulp Fiction.
But one
Blowout. Fantastic.
Okay, I haven't seen
Face
Blowout.
Off.
Never seen Grease, but
You've never seen Grease?
never seen Grease.
He's in
You're
Thin
pretty-
Red Line, but there's like a billion
That's
actors. in that.
different. Different.
Emma made me watch Grease. It's pretty good. He's not bad. I've never seen Face Off or Blowout, which I've heard good things. I can get
Blowout
behind
is
C tier
fantastic in. Yeah.
because
C tier,
Gotti
yeah.
Gotti might be one of the worst performances I've ever seen.
Wild Hogs.
Wow, I miss Wild Hogs.
Yeah, C looks good. I mean, he's in
yeah.
so much.
He's got the
crappy slop,
Fanatic too.
but he had a run where he was the guy.
I think when he went bald is when he when he dropped off.
When he went bald, the Botox started looking a little too uncanny, and that's when things
Yeah,
really
I think so too. Yeah, I think I'm with you there. The bald was tough. He's the Punisher. I forgot that. Or he's in the Punisher.
He's
I
in the
should say.
Punisher.
All right, well, that's where we'll leave it for today with the tier list. So we made a lot of additions here. How
many do we have left?
I mean,
so I feel like we need to do more next episode. Like we're not getting through this.
No, people love this. Like people eat this up. This is like a fun continuing series.
That's fair.
But anyone like because I agreed with this sentiment of saying like, oh, we're overloading the higher tiers right now.
Yeah, but we got iCarly dudes.
But we got
down
like
the pipeline.
We got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we got a lot of.
I'm just gonna quickly scroll and see
there are a lot of
who's
faces I don't even recognize.
I think we need to just add some more tiers.
We're gonna need a who is this tier?
That's where you can put or
Dylan Sprouse or Cole Sprouse. I don't even. We need a tier. Which twin is this?
Which twin is this? Is there put Michael B. Jordan in there for short and stack? for smoke and stack, sorry. Which twin is this?
We got a Dahmer. Is that the guy?
No, that's not Dahmer. That's not you're thinking of.
No, this is the guy from like that Disney Channel show. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's right next to Finn from Catching Fire.
Mm-hmm.
The Finn guy.
We got Teabag from Prison Break.
Oh, I love that. I love that guy. He's a villain in the CW show Arrow. So, and he's the villain in Constantine.
Well, let us know when you want us
Cam, hold on. The last 3 Real Talks episode Cam has been on, he has mentioned CW's Arrow.
He's
I don't know why specifically it's been the last 3 episodes. I've always been a CW Arrow rider. I am pro CW Arrow, very much so.
Well, let us know when you want us to continue this. So we got the people in the pipeline for whenever we go next. We got Jonah Hill in here. We got Jackie Chan, Ethan Hawke.
We might have to do like a real quick of just like 20 minutes of this.
We did.
Oh, you did?
That's when it started.
I thought you
we got to bring it back.
No, we've this it's just because this episode was thin with the Havoc and such, but yeah, this is so basically we added a bunch of new actors this week. We added a comedy good tier between B and C, comedy bad after F. If the TV is not real good and the TV is not real bad.
Can I make a take?
Yeah, what do you got?
I think our next person on here is maybe comedy bad. Actually, that was a bad take. I think Joe Dale's funny.
We'll say that
he's been in some bad
for next time to see if that comes to fruition or not. But yeah, here's our tier list. Let us know what's the most egregious, craziest things here. We added some into the S tier, so let us know.
I love Nicolas Cage in that A tier. Makes me so happy.
With that is our episode today. So shout out to our executive producers as always: Stefan Johnson, Cody Whitney, Cole Beaver, and Christian Cintron. Thank you for joining the executive producer ranks. This week on the ReelTok Podcast on Thursday, real quick episode 210, we are going to be reviewing our patrons' Letterboxd profiles. So I already selected 12 of you lucky patrons to get a review of your profiles. So we'll go through those and maybe more. And then Friday, Real Patreon episode 66. We have 66 exclusive episodes now that you can go over there. If you join our Patreon now and you've never been there, you get access to all 66 bonus episodes, 65 right now. But Tropic Thunder will be our review this week. And then next week will be Thunderbolts. So back in the Marvel slot.
Let's go!
Yeah. Anything else we got before we sign off, folks?
Official number was Sinners had a 6% drop.
Nice. Huge. Single digits is crazy.
Yeah.
But that's our episode. ReelTok episode 138. We will see you Thursday. Peace.